The following is a presentation of Regional Radio Sports. Whether it's AM 800 KREI, AM 1400 KJEF, J98 The Booth, MIMOinfo.com, or at MIMOInfoSports on Twitter, Regional Radio is your most comprehensive source for all area sports.
Welcome out to Hillsboro High School. Matt Greenwood with you. Alongside me today, Nate Reiser, head coach of DeSoto Boys and Girls Soccer. It is time for the Class 3 quarterfinals. The Hillsboro Hawks are hosting the Webster Groves Statesmen. This is set to be a fantastic matchup. Webster Groves, state runner-up last year. Hillsboro, first time ever in this position in soccer history. And these two teams meet today for a noon kickoff, which will be right here on the MIMO Info Sports Stream. Happy to have you with us this morning and afternoon. What a great Saturday to have some soccer. The sun is out. The wind is slightly cool. The temperature is in the 40s, but it still feels quite amazing. Sun beaming down on top of this crowd that is expected to get larger and larger by the minute. As the Hillsboro Hawks come into this matchup, they are 19-5-1. Webster Groves 19-6. That's 38 wins combined between these two programs, and that means that they have had really, really successful years. Only 11 losses between the two, and of course one tie for Hillsboro way back early in the season. These two teams are picking up impressive sectional wins just the other day on Thursday. It was Hillsboro beating North County 3-1. And then on Thursday, Webster Groves able to knock off Ladue Horton Watkins 2-1. However, the Webster Groves Statesmen, as we'll allude to a couple of times on the broadcast today, Webster Groves losing their starting goalkeeper and senior leader, Preston Haney, to a knee injury. MRI results expected to come back next week. If Webster Groves is fortunate enough to move on to the state Final Four, there is potential that he returns, but of course, no news on the severity of the injury that he picked up in the 2-1 Webster Groves win over Ladue. As far as Hillsboro is concerned, they are healthy, and that is good because they're going to need every single guy to contribute today, whether it's by goals, by passes, or by great defense. A.J. Krasneski seems to be ready for the challenge as the goalkeeper for the Hillsboro Hawks. Webster Groves team that doesn't score often, but when they do, they make it count because defensively Webster Groves has been very, very strong this season. So we're looking forward to this one. It is the Fleegs Equipment pregame show. Fleegs Equipment has a couple of locations I'd like to tell you about. That is St. Genevieve and Leadington. Fleegs Equipment is there for all of your farm, garden, and lawn, farm, and garden equipment needs. Let their family serve your family. Highway 32 in St. Genevieve and on the outer service road at the Leadington exit. Go online 24/7 at Fleegs.com. As part of our Fleegs Equipment pregame show, we'll have conversations with both head coaches. We're going to begin with Webster Groves Statesman head coach Tim Velton, and then we'll follow that up with Chris Schott of the Hillsboro Hawks, and then starting lineups and kickoff. So stick around. More Fleegs Equipment pregame show coming at you here on the MIMO Info Sports Stream.
St. Genevieve Veterinary Clinic takes special care of your animals, big and small. Serving St. Genevieve and surrounding areas, Dr. James Fowler is dedicated to the health and well-being of your animals, from the smallest cat and dog to horses and cattle. When you need a vet, call the office of Dr. James Fowler for an appointment at 573-883-2758. That's St. Genevieve Veterinary Clinic, located on Highway 32 in St. Genevieve, Missouri.
Dwayne Doza Auto Body has been in business for 31 years, serving St. Genevieve, Perry, and St. Francis counties. Deductible and rental car assistance, bonded and insured. All work is 100% guaranteed. Pickup and delivery. For all of your auto body needs, call 573-535-8171 or check out Dwayne Doza Auto Body Sales at SoapySAutosales.com. That's SoapySAutosales.com.
Matt Greenwood back with you on the Fleets Equipment pregame show, speaking to Tim Velton, head coach of the Webster Groves Statement Class 3 quarterfinals. Chance to go to the Final Four on the line as Webster Groves takes on the Hillsboro Hawks. And Coach Velton, this Hillsboro team is is the best team in Hillsboro soccer history at this point. I know you know by now Mark Moore is the household name, and there are some other guys as well. But what are your thoughts on this Hillsboro group as you've kind of seen a little bit of them?
They're a very talented, well-coached team from what I've seen. They're very organized. And like you said, they've got their key players that we'll definitely have to have an eye out for, because you give them an inch and you're picking the ball out of the back of the net. So definitely want to key in on those players and try and stop them as much as we can. But they're playing confident right now. They've got a terrific record. I know they got a little revenge game against North County, which I'm sure they were psyched about. So like I said, I'm sure they're ready to go, and I know they were up watching us play Ladue, so they'll have us scouted and we've got them scouted, and it should be a terrific game.
One of the unfortunate things from that win over Ladue, you did lose Preston Haney, your starting goalkeeper. Now it's a chance for My Hill to actually start a game and finish a game for you guys. Where do you feel like he is mentally right now going into this one?
Oh, I think he's focused and ready. My only concern would be the inexperience, but there's nothing you can do about that. And the guys in front of him are so experienced that I know they'll help him out and pick him up. And as far as his ability and his capability, he is more than capable. He's a terrific goalkeeper. He's got great feet. He's long. He's athletic. He's a junior, so next year he'll get to be the guy for us.
Coach, best of luck to you today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That is Tim Velton, head coach of the Webster Grove Statesmen. We've got your interview with Hillsboro head coach Chris Schott next.
Fleets Equipment was founded as a family-owned and operated business where it remains to this day. Known best for selling exceptional equipment such as Case IH, Massey Ferguson, Hustler, Vermeer, Cub Cadet, Spartan, Kuhn, and many more. Fleets Equipment is a proven company with certified technicians and customer service where you're more than just a number. Our certified technicians can diagnose, troubleshoot, repair, and maintain your equipment. Not just one color, but every color. Even if you don't purchase your equipment here, we can provide you with the best service available and the largest selection of parts. As the months turn colder, it's time to service your equipment from the summer and fall. Winterize your equipment and tune up any equipment that you need over the winter, also for the spring. We do that here, and we do it well. If you're in the market for a new compact tractor, new blades, whatever the need, see us here at Fleets Equipment. Make us your first stop, Fleets Equipment, Highway 32 in St. Genevieve, and on the Outer Service Road in Leadington. Online 24/7 at Fleegs.com. Fleegs Equipment, let our family serve your family.
The Doe Run Company, providing the minerals and metals we need to power our future.
Matt Greenwood with you on the Fleets Equipment pregame show, speaking to Chris Schott, head coach of the Hillsboro Hawks. It is the Class 3 quarterfinals, a spot that no Hillsboro boys soccer team has ever been in before. So, Coach, it's a pretty neat little thing that goes into this matchup against Webster Groves today. But you got to push that aside, right, and face a Webster Groves team that defensively is very sound.
Yeah, they're good up and down the field, from back to front, front to back, whatever. We watched a little film on them, but like I said before, these guys, they don't care who we're playing. You throw Liverpool out there, they want to go out and win. So I don't think the enormity of the situation, not that it's huge. It's next weekend would be nice to get there, but I don't think that's phasing them at all. A couple of guys went out with me to watch their district final or their sectional game the other night, and they were impressed with because they know every team that's in it is good. But I asked them what their thoughts were after the game. They're like, they're beatable, coach. And I'm like, that's exactly what I want them to think. And they're going to come out here confident and hopefully walk off the field today with a win.
Coach, you and I discuss it all the time. You are very strong through the midfield, and of course with Mark Moore and Sergio Cruz and Mitchell Hickson, how could you not? But what's another aspect of the game that you would like to see pick up a little bit in order to get the win today?
We've been playing pretty solid up and down the field. Really sometimes when we make mistakes, it's more due to communication. So, if our communication can be at its peak today, that'd be nice, because then you would probably see less mental mistakes or, just mistakes that we make up and down the field. And, you're going to play 80 minutes and you want to limit the mistakes as much as you can, especially on a crucial part of the field. So, really the play of the guys has been fine. It's sometimes that communication breakdown is what gets us.
One of the captain's armbands goes to Andrew Bridges. He was our player of the game the other night. Of course, getting a header in to get you guys on the board first, and you would win that one 3-1 over North County. Just talk about him and that back line for you. Going to be very crucial today to have a good game.
Yeah, I expect nothing less from him either. He's going to go out there and do his best to try to keep these guys off the scoreboard. He's been a starter for 4 years. He's our leader on the field, not just the back line. The guys look to him, whether it be verbal or just the way he carries himself and the way he plays. So I have no doubt he's going to play a hell of a game today. He would probably tell you the same thing. That's what he expects of himself, and that's what the players expect out of him.
Well, Coach, we hope we're witnessing more history here today. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Chris Schott, head coach of the Hillsboro Hawks. Webster Groves, the opponent. Class 3 quarterfinals. We'll get your starting lineups and kickoff next.
The leaves are turning, temperatures are falling, and the flavors of the holidays have returned to Prairie Farms. Prairie Farms flavored milks add a delightful taste to the holidays. Flavors like chocolate custard, maple pecan, sugar cookie, chocolate mint, and holiday custard. And don't forget their delicious eggnog. No holiday table would be complete without sour cream, dips, cottage cheese, and ice cream. Prairie Farms, dedicated farmers, happy cows, and good milk.
Gateway Motors in Fredericktown, Missouri invites you to come on down and let us help you find your next vehicle. Purchasing a car, SUV, or truck can be an overwhelming experience. The Gateway crew will help you find the right vehicle for your personal or family needs. We offer 24-month or less, no-interest loans for qualified buyers. Come on down to 509 Lincoln Drive and let us help you find a reliable vehicle that fits your wallet.
Matt Green will back with you on the MyMo Info Sports Stream. Class 3 boys soccer quarterfinals, Hillsboro and Webster Groves. That is the matchup. The winner advancing to the Class 3 Final Four next weekend in Fenton. So, looking forward to what should be a fabulous matchup with two teams combining for 38 wins and 11 losses with one tie to boot. I'm joined by Nate Reiser, my broadcast partner. You might know him as the DeSoto boys and girls soccer head coach. He joins me on the call once again. Great pleasure to have you on, Coach. Looking forward to this one.
Hey, thank you, Matt. It will be a very good game. Excited to see the Hillsboro Hawks take on, honestly, a powerhouse from the city. That's usually what we find here, that District 2, actually we're District 2, that District 3-4 that joins us always is a battle because they've got a lot of kids from up in the city and kind of combine that country with city effect.
National anthem about to be played, so we'll take a break, come back with your starting lineups and kickoff here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream.
This is Dr. Karen Melton at Hearing Care Partners. We hope you don't miss a single thing this sports season. Stop by for a free hearing screening so you'll hear every play and the person sitting right next to you. One of the best parts of the game is chatting with old friends and making new ones. We wish all our local players a safe and healthy sports season. It's Hearing Care Partners. Find us online at hearingcarepartners.com.
Everybody loves Mario's Italia. They serve the best Italian food in the area. Pizza, pasta, salad, sub sandwiches, calzones, and my personal favorite, the stromboli. Huge, large portions with the freshest ingredients. You'll be satisfied with all of their choices. Check out their full menu online at mariositalia.com. Dine in or have it delivered, or have them cater your next special event. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week. Mario's Italia, located in the factory at the corner of 1st and A Streets in downtown Farmington.
When it comes to choosing a pharmacy that can give you exceptional customer service and the best prices, you need to visit Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy. Bigger stores don't always mean bigger savings. Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy is a preferred provider for many insurance plans, including TRICARE and SilverScript, and our employees work hard at making sure you receive the best prices possible. It's time to step out of the line and come see us in Deloge, Fredericktown, Ironton, and Farmington. Parkland Health Mart is your first choice for excellent customer care.
All right, I'm ready. Here we go. Matt Green will back with you on the MyMo Info Sports Stream. We are moments away from kickoff between Hillsboro and Webster Groves. It is the Class 3 quarterfinals, and we are certainly looking forward to this one. Chris Schott, 22nd year head coach of the Hillsboro Hawks. Just had one final word delivered to his squad as now they take the field. And Tim Velton, in his first year as head coach of Webster Groves, 6th with the program, has the players huddled up along the sidelines and on the pitch as well. And we are just about ready for action. Let's get to your starting lineups. And we'll begin with the visiting Webster Groves Statesmen. Up front, they're going with a 4-3-3 formation. That means 4 back, 3 mid, 3 forward. The 3 forwards, Julian Tilford, Ben Winkleman, and John Campbell. The midfield, Bryce Kiesling, Owen Culver, and Henry Banty. And on the back line, Chris Campbell, Alex Rosenblatt, Caleb Morrison, and Jack Ellis. And the goalkeeper is Trevor Myhill. Up front for the Hillsboro Hawks, also running a 4-3-3. You have Mooney, Colton Leonard, and Bogowith. In the mid, Mark Moore, Mitchell Hickson, Sergio Cruz. And on the back line, Gavin Wakurka, Andrew Bridges, Groner, and Kyle Warren. And in goal, A.J. Krasneski. Kickoff has been had. Hillsboro will be trying to score over to our left as Mark Moore earns a throw-in upfield for the Hillsboro Hawks. And in-stepping for the throw is Dylan Mooney. Mooney drops it down for the right boot of Colton Leonard, who delivers it back in front of the corner flag. Ball goes out of bounds. And it looks like it's going to be a goal kick for Webster Groves. 40-minute halves, first and second, and 15-minute overtimes. 2 15-minute overtimes, golden goal if necessary. If nothing happens as far as a winner decided in either the 80 minutes of regulation or the overtime, then penalty kicks will be the last resort. Webster Groves with a deep ball, high arcing ball along the near touchline, going left to right, and that one sails out of bounds. So a throw in here for Hillsboro. Coach Reiser, we know midfield play is crucial for the Hillsboro Hawks. They do it better than just about any team in soccer, boys soccer here in the state of Missouri. What are you looking forward to seeing from the midfield here today?
I'm looking forward to seeing Mitchell Hickson and see how he matches up with some of the midfield from Webster Groves. I think that's going to be a vital matchup. Him and Cruz. Cruz has done a beautiful job this year in the middle, and those two have combined very, very well. And obviously then the ball gets up to Mark Moore, is what they're really shooting for, and you can see that right out of the gate. Hillsboro immediately plays the ball up to Moore, trying to create opportunities.
By the way, just a couple of minutes ago, the New Era Bank kickoff, where it is easy to save your coins and change with New Era Bank's Roundup Savings. To see how easy it is, visit your local New Era Bank branch or go online at newerabank.com. That's New Era Bank, member FDIC. Foul picked up by Webster Groves. On the far side of the field, it'll be a free kick for Hillsboro, and of course, one of the captains, Andrew Bridges, will spin the ball down, place it, and get ready to launch it as well.
In the first 2 minutes, we've already seen opportunities for Hillsboro, opportunities for Webster Groves. Nothing dramatic, a shot on goal or anything like that, but they're both creating offensive opportunities.
And earlier, just a few minutes ago as well, we brought to you your Presbyterian Manor starting lineups. Presbyterian Manor, the way you want to live. Visit them in Farmington or go online at presbyterianmanor.org. All right, now got ourselves a goal kick here as Webster Groves sends it out behind the goal. And Andrew Bridges will take the duties and kick a low line drive kick, maybe not intentional there, around the 35-yard line. Of course, this matchup being played on the Hillsboro football stadium, so we'll go ahead and try to use the yard markers there to help you out, as the ball was low and then it was knocked away horizontally out of bounds for a Hillsboro throw. And now the throw comes in towards Sergio Cruz. Play on the far side of the pitch as Hillsboro once again going right to left, and there's a foul from behind as Mitchell Hickson clipping the heels of the midfielder, and I believe that was number 7, Henry Banty, got tripped up from behind. So a free kick for Webster Groves. We are 3 minutes and change into this first half.
The interesting thing here is these two teams line up exactly the same. Number 15 for Webster Groves, Kiesling, plays kind of a defensive mid. So you've got 4 backs with a defensive mid. You almost deal with 5 backs, and that's similar to how Hillsboro plays. They did that a lot of times with Hickson. He plays kind of a defensive mid. So they line up almost exactly the same. Should be a very interesting matchup today.
We're looking at the ball through midfield now on the defensive half of Webster Groves as they try to score to our right. Left to right kick there as sliding is Rosenblatt, kicking it through and kicking it out of bounds along the near side, just to the right of the Hillsboro bench. So Hillsboro throw-in, as we haven't really seen too much going towards goal, although that might change here in a second as Webster Groves has the ball in midfield. Little toe tap over to the far side, picked up by Christopher Campbell. Campbell gives it up, and here's a shot on target from about 30 yards out, right foot of
Winkleman.
Number 11, yep.
I think it was 17.
Or 17, Benjamin Winkleman.
And based on stats, it looks like Winkleman's kind of the equivalent for Webster Groves of Mark Moore. They try to feed him a lot. He's their center attacking striker. I think that between him and 11, Campbell, I think they accumulate most of the goals for Webster Groves.
So it's a goal kick. Webster Groves earns possession, and here's a shot on target with Krasneski off his line. A left-footed goal from number 21, Owen Culver, from 40 yards out in between the hashes. And you will not see a more incredible goal from distance here in the playoffs. Unfortunately, Krasneski was pushed up about 8 or 9 yards in front of his goal. Culver saw it and scores his 8th goal of the season.
That was a beautiful shot. He was 25, 30 yards outside of goal and hit a beautiful dipper. I mean, you could see it after it got in flight that immediately take a dip right over the top of the goalie and into the back of the net. Not a chance for the goalie. Really, the only way to stop that is putting pressure up into those mids.
So about 5 minutes into the match, and we already have ourselves our first goal. Webster Groves keeping at it on the attack. Far side corner flag in front of it. And Kyle Warren's going to steal it away from Julian Tilford as the ball deflects off Tilford and back out of goal, or behind goal, I should say, for a goal kick.
So far, just watching Webster Groves initially, other than that first beautiful shot, I think the matchup's going to be with Warren and Tilford over there on that far left side of the field. Seems like Webster Groves likes feeding the ball down that side, so it'll be an interesting matchup for the remainder of the game.
On Wednesday, Hillsboro got out to a 1-0 lead, equalized on a corner kick or on a penalty kick to take a 2-0 lead over North County, and so they are playing from behind here in the first half, unlike Wednesday when they were up 2-0 late in the first half. Webster Groves in possession on the near touchline. With it, Campbell tries to get around the defender there and does, passes it off. Ball back to the near side for Banty. Banty tries to right foot it past the defender, bounces off to Hillsboro. Now here's Banty in the box, across, it deflects twice, and then put into the back of the net, and Webster Groves doubles up their advantage.
Number 10, Tilford, standing in the middle, just waiting for an opportunity. The ball just happened to bounce just right for him and puts it in the back of the net.
The cross by Banty was batted around a couple of times, and right there in the perfect spot, as Coach Reiser just said, was Tilford, and he sticks in the back of the net for a 2-0 Webster Groves lead. 33:50 to play in the first half. Andrew Bridges, right after the goal, grabbed the ball and started yelling at his teammates positive things, saying, hey, we got to get our heads back right. So 2-0 Webster Groves. Here's Mark Moore in possession for a moment, loses it upfield. Now Webster goes through the midfield once again, has the football, and for 3 minutes and 15 seconds, nothing. Last 3 minutes, 2 goals.
Nice job. I see you were at the football playoffs last night. You said with the football today. I took it as European, that European nature coming out in you, Matt.
Yeah.
But I think that last play came about from 27, number Ellis, I believe his last name is, from Webster Groves, a right back, actually coming into the offense and created kind of a one-on-one situation that forced the goalie to the near post, which opened up everything for Webster Groves.
Hillsboro looking to get possession here. The ball is upfield to our left. It's Webster Groves that has it for a second. There's a sliding tackle by Mark Moore, and it looks like the ball was lifted up over his foot and out of bounds, but they're actually going to say it's off of Moore. So throw in for the Statesmen. 2-0 lead for Webster Groves here in the Class 3 quarterfinal. Mark Moore with the ball bouncing up on his shoulder. Shields off the defender and earns possession. Here's Colt Leonard on the chase on the near side. Hillsboro looking to cut the deficit in half. Leonard around the defender in the 18-yard box and then loses possession. Great swarming defense from the Webster Groves back line, and now they turn it upfield near side, going left to right. Ball is pushed out of bounds by number 11, Jonathan Campbell, and a throw-in for Hillsboro. And we saw there just how quickly Webster Groves can turn the ball from inside the 18-yard box upfield.
Very quickly, played it immediately to one of those midfielders. I think they kind of use him more as a right mid. to number 11, Jonathan Campbell, and he turned upfield immediately. Webster Groves was off to the races, immediately trying to transition into that offense. You can see the momentum that came from that first goal. I think that's how the second goal came about, is just Webster Groves started to press the issue. They had the advantage and just continued to press and press, built up speed, found the confidence that they wanted. So I think if Hillsboro is able to do the same in return, we might see a change in the tide, and maybe Hillsboro might even this thing up with some time.
Now it's Colton Leonard. Beg your pardon, earlier it was Dylan Mooney. Here's Colton Leonard. Possession for the Hawks, pushes it over to the far side, around midfield, back towards the middle. Webster Groves gets a touch to it, and then gets possession. Webster Groves pushing forward. Little lob ball about 10 yards forward, and it's batted out of bounds for a throw into Webster Groves. 31 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the first half. 2-0 Webster Groves. Goals to Owen Culver and Julian Tilford.
And Hillsboro needs to kind of settle their nerves a little bit, okay? So they gave up a couple goals. If they settle themselves, calm themselves, I think they have a great setup with this game and might have a nice matchup. But they really need to calm down, like Bridges was encouraging his team.
And we're seeing the push on the back line by the Hillsboro Hawk midfield. There was Colton Leonard there for a moment. Mitchell Hickson upfield as well. Mark Moore, of course. Dylan Mooney now dropping back a little bit as Webster Groves has the ball on the far side of the pitch, operating left to right. There's a long ball that skips off the turf. Hillsboro earns possession. Taking a face shot there was Gavin Wakirka. And able to keep possession for Hillsboro. Here's Sergio Cruz, one of the best on-ball dribblers, but he loses possession quickly as we just paid a compliment to him. Webster Groves takes it away. Webster Groves far side, left to right. Little 1-2 back and forth, make that a 2-3, maybe a 3-4 as they continue to go back and forth. And it's on the far side of the pitch now. Ball now into the 18-yard box. Sliding tackle by Andrew Bridges as he dispossesses Ben Winkleman.
Yeah, the outside backs from Hillsboro are getting beat around the outside, which is causing that that attacker to be able to walk right towards goal down the goal line, and that's a challenge for a goalie. There's not much he can do in that scenario other than come to the near post, which leaves a lot of opportunities through the middle of the goal.
Owen Culver will swing the left foot through on a corner kick. It goes towards the far post. It's over Bridges' head, stays in the 18-yard box, and then Dylan Mooney slides it out of bounds for a corner kick on the near side.
And just looking at the lineup initially, based on the heights that they give, Webster Groves should have some advantages in this. They've got a number of guys over 6 feet tall, pretty tall team out there. So we'll see if they capitalize on some of that on the corner kicks.
Well, let's hope they don't, Coach, for Hillsboro's sake.
For Hillsboro's sake, I agree.
So a corner kick coming for Webster Groves, decked out in their white uniforms. It's white jerseys, white shorts, black numbers, very simple. Here comes the corner kick. Towards the far post, headed away from goal by Cruz, batted back into the box. Now Mark Moore with an opportunity to head it down on the turf, and then he kicks it deep upfield. A good 50-yard kick. Now Hillsboro, after Webster Groves gave it right back, it's Mark Moore on the run. Can Moore get around the defender? Potentially, yes. Rosenblatt trying to keep up with him. Moore then collides with a Webster Groves Statesman defender, number 27, Jack Ellis. No call as both hit the turf. Hillsboro, though, able to keep possession. Dylan Mooney has it brushed off of him and out of bounds for a Hillsboro throw in front of the Webster Groves bench.
Yeah, Moore's calling for a foul there, but there's nothing there. The defender had slid on the ground in front of Moore, so when the ball came to him, he didn't really need to do anything but just stay in the way. And yes, Moore trips over him, but he plays the ball, so it's a legit tackle.
Throw goes awry for Hillsboro as they try to maintain possession. Webster Groves kicks it off the shin of Cruz, and it's going to be a throw in for the Statesman. 2-0 Webster Groves. 28 minutes left in the first half. Hillsboro needs the next goal just to feel a little bit more comfortable about what's ahead with this matchup. Webster Groves gets the next goal, and Hillsboro will be in extreme trouble.
And I hope Hillsboro gets the next one. I think that makes for a more exciting game and make things very interesting if they can get Webster Groves back on their heels. You can see right now Webster Groves is playing the ball quickly across the back, and they're spreading the field out, trying to spread Hillsboro out, bring him out of their goal. So Webster Groves has no problem playing out of the backfield.
So back line possession for Webster Groves, a double team on number 21, Owen Culver, who was back from his midfield position, 30 yards away from his midfield position. And Hillsboro knocks it out of bounds for a Webster Groves throw. Now, we are going to see, probably, Coach, we're going to see anytime Webster Groves gets a corner kick, they're going to take their time. The clock does not stop for corners.
Unfortunately, it's a frustration sometimes as a coach because you can watch as that kid walks over to get a ball, take their time setting up, and you're right, they will take their time because when you're up 2-0, that's what you want. Get rid of time.
Exactly. Switching sides of the field, Webster goes from the middle to the far side as they operate left to right here in the first half. Matt Greenwood with you. Nate Reiser, our broadcast partner. I almost called you Mike Ginch. He was, of course, with me on the call for football last night. So 2 DeSoto guys.
I've been called worse.
Joining us. You ever been called Mike before? It almost happened for you.
All right.
Here's a dump ball into the near side 18-yard box. Webster Groves has it forced to the near touchline. Dylan Mooney takes a little nick from behind, but Webster Groves earns the throw. Coach Schott trying to point out the midfield position. Here's Owen Culver with a left foot from the near side. Has his shot blocked back into the path of his teammate, number 2, Chris Campbell. And Campbell with a shot on target, middle of the goal, saved by Krasneski. An easy one now. Krasneski with a drop kick. Sends it upfield. Moore with the ball bouncing between 3 Statesmen. Able to force Webster Groves to make a mistake, but then Hillsboro makes it right back as Hickson loses the ball. Again, left to right go the Statesmen. Near side run for number 11, John Campbell. He gets to the near touchline, loses possession. However, Webster Groves' his teammate, number 17, Winkleman, earns it right back, sends it back towards the 40-yard line, and then a play through midfield through the blue H. Stands for Hillsboro. And Webster Groves on the far side of the pitch now has it back to the middle between the hashes. Ball on the near side now for number 27, Jack Ellis, as Webster Groves continues to take their time. Here's Owen Culver trying to arc pass over the back line. Batted by the head of Warren into the path of the right foot of number 11.
Campbell.
John Campbell, who put a shot on target. Krasneski with the hands grab. Able to keep it out of his net. 25 minutes to play in the first half. It's 2-0 Webster Groves in this Class 3 quarterfinal match. Mark Moore putting on the pressure along the back line. Ball batted up into the air. Bringing it down, though, Webster Groves. Mark Moore putting pressure on Caleb Morrison on the back 4. Morrison able to keep possession. Back towards his goalkeeper, Myhill. And Myhill will just clear it out to the far side of the pitch. Webster Groves still in possession. Line drive pass batted off the head of the Hawks, and now Hawks get it back. Here's Hickson, midfield, far side. Hickson rolling the ball on his right foot to his left. Now sends it to Bridges. Bridges with a nice little cross pass to the near side for Dylan Mooney. Mooney gets around the defender into the 18-yard box. Now stops, puts it back on his right foot, curls it in towards Leonard, and Webster Groves intervenes, sends it back upfield. But Hillsboro there at the 30 to get it. Hickson, midfield, loses possession. Fights for it back, almost gets to it. It's cleared off the back line, and now Andrew Bridges going toe-to-toe with Jack Ellis, with Winkleman, and Bridges able to win it off of Winkleman. And that gives the crowd something to cheer about here at Hillsboro as Bridges ran with it all the way upfield across the 50-yard line before having it kicked out of bounds for a throw into Webster Groves. So pair of 17s going at it there, and that was a big-time play there by Bridges.
It was could eventually be a one-on-one, and Bridges did a beautiful job. In fact, I was thinking through the whole process as he took off with the ball. I wonder if at some point Schott is going to move him up to the midfield. That great ability, great athleticism, good player, and I think if things get dire, that might be something we see later on.
Trevor Myhill, the goalkeeper for Webster Groves, clears it off his back line and goes to the Hillsboro side of the pitch around the 40 and then kicked out of bounds by the Hawks. Myhill, of course, the emergency goalkeeper for Coach Velton and Webster Groves, with their starting goalkeeper, their senior Preston Haney, picking up a knee injury in the 2-1 win over Ladue the other night in the Class 3 sectional round. And so no word as to whether or not Haney will be back at some point. Of course, if Webster Groves wins this one, they'll be 2 wins away from a state title. And who knows if Haney will be back for either of those matchups. But, of course, Hillsboro looking to play spoiler here as Krasneski picks up a loose ball in his 18-yard box on an innocent clear attempt from the Webster Groves midfield. Drop ball for Krasneski. Sent it far. Upfield. Headed down by Cruz. Oh, I beg your pardon. That was Jacob Bogowith, or Bogo as they call him on the team. And Webster Groves in possession, though. and they give it up quickly. Here's Hillsboro. Sergio Cruz from the midfield to the near side to Wakurka. Sends it up towards the near touchline for Dylan Mooney. Should be a handball call. No on the Mooney pass. Instead, loose ball up ahead. Moore fighting off defenders. Gets rubbed off of it. Falls to the turf. No call. Ball sent back towards the goalkeeper, Myhill, who sends it with his left foot forward about 25 yards to Cruz in between the hashes. Cruz loses possession. Gets it right back. Wakurka has it taken away by Campbell. Campbell upfield, left to right, on the near touchline. Keeps it in play right in front of the linesman. Turns it back as he steps over the ball. Comes back with the left foot. Swings it out towards the top of the 18-yard box. Culver brings it down with his right. Can't set up a shot. Ball deflected out for a goal kick, or a shot on target by Henry Banty. That Krasneski hit into the top of the crossbar, and then it bounced right back to him, and then he grabs it. Almost a similar goal to the Culver one where Krasneski was off his line. They just launched it over him, and that's got to be a film thing, Coach.
I'm not sure. I see even goalies, my goalies do it at 6'2". I'm guessing he thinks he's safe, but there's a point when a goalie needs to be back on his line, and it's when the guys are just outside the 18, as we saw the first goal happen. Beautiful shot on that one. We've seen two more opportunities similar to that, one with the left foot and now another one with the right foot where he's too far out. He's got to just take a couple steps back, and he's catching that ball with ease at 6'2".
Goal from Culver and goal from Tilford early on within the first 10 minutes of action. 2-0 Webster Groves leading the Hillsboro Hawks. 20 minutes to play in the first half. Webster Groves, as we've seen basically all game, in possession, running forward. Ball midfield, Ben Winkleman, who had a couple of shots on target already, gives it up to Ellis. Ellis sends it over the left side. Culver going to try a very long shot. You want to talk about being extremely hopeful for scoring a goal. That was Culver right there. And you know what? It looks like he's grabbing at his groin area there as he swung the left foot from just outside the far post 30 yards away. So we'll see if that becomes a thing.
Well, we've seen 3 shots now from Culver out in that distance. So you say hopeful, but goal number 1 comes about because he takes the opportunity. And again, I've been watching Krasnoski since we talked about that, and he stays on his 6-yard line. That's a dangerous place to be for distance shots because it gives the opportunity for the ball to drop. Even a guy who takes a shot doesn't have the power. The ball loses power and ends up in the back of his net. A lot of ways to score from distance like that.
Hillsboro in possession. Cruz along the near side gets pushed over. Bryce Kiesling gave him a little nudge. Sergio Cruz landed on his bottom, and free kick coming for Hillsboro to be Mitchell Hickson. When the ball's at midfield or forward, Hickson is your designated free kick taker. When it's on the back line, it's the defender, Andrew Bridges. Here's a long ball into the 18-yard box. Webster Groves bats it down, sends it out. Here's Cruz outside the 18-yard from the right side. Gets pushed down as he takes a shot on target. It's blocked by the Webster Groves back line, and now Webster Groves looking to attack, looking to score goal number 3. A great sliding tackle by Jacob Bogowith. Earning possession back for the Hawks through the midfield. Here's Hickson on the blue H. Sent it to the near side for Gavin Wakurka. Wakurka left foot shot. Bounces on the turf. Moore goes to bring it down with his right foot. Gets taken out. Loose ball far side. Bogowith trying to find Mark Moore along the far touchline. Moore bumped off it again, and the ball will roll off his right leg and out of bounds, and Moore visibly upset.
And Moore's getting handled by the two backs from Webster Groves, and every time he gets near a ball, he's getting bodied, and you can see there's a little bit of frustration happening there.
Looks like Webster Groves wants to sub in a couple of guys, but the action resumes. Here's Cruz bringing it down with his left foot, 25 yards out. Webster Groves takes it off of him, sends it upfield. Here's Wakurka knocking it down. Ball pinballing back towards Wakurka. Wakurka to the near touchline for Dylan Mooney. Mooney steps over, right foot, slides it over to the near side for Wakurka. Webster Groves intervenes, sends it towards the midfield, and trying to earn possession is Warner Finder for Hillsboro, but the Statesmen able to clear it off their line towards the near touchline right in front of the Hillsboro bench on the near side. And now we will have those substitutions for Webster Groves. It'll be number 8, Devin Cook, and number 9, Samuel Stevens. They are both seniors. Cook at 5'8", Stevens at 5'10", as we continue to see the height come off the bench for Coach Velton and the Statesmen.
And subbing in for their two attackers. So he's giving their top scorers a break with Winkleman and Campbell. There we go. So we'll see what these two substitutes do.
Maybe a move to preserve a 2-0 lead going into the break with 17 to play?
Yeah, give him a breather. Give him time because this time right here isn't as vital. It's more vital defensively.
I gotcha. I agree. So good move there by Coach Velton. Again, 6 years with Webster Groves, first as a head coach. Statesmen have it on the Hillsboro side. Ball far side of the pitch. 20-yard pass up ahead. Hillsboro intercepts. Bogowith has it taken off of him and out of bounds for a Hillsboro throw.
Even with the 2-0 deficit, Hillsboro's still hanging in there, still battling. That's good to see. That's I think that's important for Schott, that he sees his guys continuing to create opportunities, look for opportunities, and continue to attack.
Jack Ellis takes a bouncing ball near midfield for Webster Groves, sends it 40 yards upfield. Here's Wakirka. Beg your pardon, that is number 20, so substitution for Hillsboro. It's Christian Groner. But he sent it out of bounds for a Webster Groves throw. Jack Ellis will throw it into Owen Culver. Culver back to Ellis. Ellis, line drive pass towards 18-yard box. Bridges clears it. Moore trying to come back from midfield to take it away. Has it taken off his right foot by Ellis. And then Webster Groves able to keep possession as they switch sides from the near side to the far side. Nearly lost it, but maintained possession. 15:48 to play in the first half. Hillsboro is trailing 2-0.
This is one of the first times I've seen where Hillsboro actually has to bring their two wings back more into the mid-roll. Watching Mooney come back and Bogowith both having to come back more midfield-based. Prior games, you could see them stay high and just wait for that wing play to happen, get the ball up to them, and away they go.
Culver taking a shot on target. Bridges gets in the way. Ball side spins out of bounds on the far side just in front of the corner flag for a throw into Webster Groves. Groves gets it into Culver, and then Culver has it taken off of him, but sent behind goal for a corner kick. Third corner kick of the first half.
And that was Bogowith there, back in the corner.
Yep.
Like I said, against Windsor and against us, they kept those guys high, and Webster Groves is pressing too much, so they've got to bring him back.
Two guys outside the 18-yard box for Webster Groves on this corner kick. It is an in-swinger and a ball headed down, and it looks like the substitute, Devin Cook, headed it down off his own hand, and the referee all over it. So free kick coming for Hillsboro to be Bridges to take.
I haven't seen Hillsboro, and perhaps it's the score, perhaps it's just nerves, but they're not don't seem as comfortable as before and playing it across the back like they used to do. They like to play it through the mid and out the back. Webster Groves is able to do that, but Hillsboro has not been able to yet.
What a great sliding pass to the outside, Tilver to the near side corner flag, but he leads his substitute Stevens a little too far. It goes out for a goal kick. Coach Velton up on the touchline, about halfway between his bench and the Hillsboro bench, shouting out instructions for the midfield as Andrew Bridges gets ready to take this goal kick from just outside the far post, the right post on the far side of the pitch. Of course, Hillsboro kicking right to left. Webster goes left to right in this first half. There's a long arcing pass up the far touchline, brought down around the 35 by Hickson. Hickson, with his foot on top of the ball, is dispossessed. Culver spins with it, and whistle goes. Maybe the ball was out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
Or are we looking at a free kick?
No, I think the ref's waiting for it to get to the guy to throw it in. So like here in the past, right there, they'll throw it in the backfield, and a lot of times just throw it into Bridges, and I'm not seeing that happen. Instead, they're trying to just launch it long, and so that reduces the amount of possession time that Hillsboro is able to do. I think if Hillsboro goes back to just being who they are, which is play to Bridges, move the ball across the back, they'll start to force Webster Groves to play their game. Because this game kind of works like that. It ebbs and flows based on who's going to force the game to the other. And Hillsboro could do it. I think they're just choosing to go ahead and try to keep forcing it long, forcing it up.
Ball just outside the 25-yard line as we use the Hillsboro football field dimensions. Ball sent to the near side towards the goal line and about 10 yards in front of the corner flag. Unable to maintain possession with Stevens, and it goes out of bounds for a goal kick. And here comes Jacob Bogowith, a.k.a. Bogo, checking in for Dylan Mooney.
With about a minute to a minute and a half break for him.
Yeah.
You can see Chris is shorting the bench, said, okay, guys, we've got to go get this, and he's going to put it on his best players, Bogowith being one of those. 12:20
to play in the first half. Webster Groves got their 2 goals early on. 1-0 on the left foot of Culver from about 35 yards out, and then Julian Tilford much closer off of a batted pass inside the 6-yard box, able to stick it into the back of the net as well. So 2-0 Webster Groves, as we now have 12 minutes left in the first half. Webster Groves still in possession, back on their defensive half with no pressure from the front, as Moore just sort of trotting over to the near side. With the ball is Rosenblatt. Slides it along the turf, near touchline, back towards midfield for number 15, Bryce Kiesling. Webster Groves sends it upfield. Here's a through ball, far side, outside of the 18-yard box, sliding tackle by Kyle Warren, and he sends it out of play.
That's dangerous. He's in the box, and go ahead and, trying any slide tackle in the box is always dangerous. You don't get the ball. Now you're dealing with a penalty kick, and that's the 3 that they don't want to see. Webster Groves takes a quick corner. Dribbling in, a little shot on goal.
Shot to the near post, punched out by Krasneski. Still a loose ball on the goal line, and Hillsboro will clear it to the near side. And a shot put on target through the bodies of Hillsboro, deflects to the near post. And what an excellent block by Bridges, saving goal number 3 as an opportunity for Banty to stick it in the back of the net. Falls awry, or goes awry, as Bridges able to intervene there. And that looked like a simple, innocent Kiesling pass along the turf there, Coach Reiser, that almost wound up being goal number 3 for Webster Groves.
Yeah, I'm not sure who the person was in the box that swung and missed.
Yeah.
And so that forced that whole play. And Krasneski looked like might have had to make a save in that, which, point blank. Good job on both he and Bridges.
Yeah, he's up to about 4 or 5 saves now, Krasneski. A couple of easy ones, a couple of tough ones as well. Far side of the pitch, Webster Groves in possession as they operate left to right. They kick it back towards the middle back line. Loose ball in the defensive half, and on the chase was Bogowith, but a sliding right foot tackle there by Rosenblatt to preserve possession for Webster Groves. Here's Culver with Hawks defenders draped all over his back, and trying to play the advantage was the referee. Then Culver gets brought down once again, and the referee was going to bring it back about 5 or 6 yards for a free kick to the Statesman.
And so far, I haven't seen anything. It looks like the referee's keeping things pretty well calm and not really having any issues. We got a little conversation here with he and his linesman. I think there might have been some chatter between a couple of the players.
So I wonder who was chatting about, but the referee coming to the near touchline, just to the right of the Hillsboro bench, and now he's going to go out and talk to Owen Culver. So Culver has a brief conversation with the referee, who pats him on the stomach. And
based on his reaction, again, Culver saying there was 2 involved. That does look like from here that there's somebody from Hillsboro probably returning the talk.
Yeah. Here's Rosenblatt, free kick from about 55 yards out. Sent it towards the 18-yard box, far post. Ball loose, and it looks like Webster Groves will send it out of bounds along the goal line, or past the goal line for a goal kick. We're seeing a lot of possession for Webster Groves, something that I know Coach Schott and the Hillsboro Hawks are unfamiliar with. They're the ones that are used to controlling the pace, and right now the Statesmen have done a better job of that.
They are, and like I said before, I think Hillsboro can take that back. What they've got to do is be patient, which is very hard to do when you're down 2-0. They've got to go ahead and play it through the back, play it to Bridges, play it out to the other side to Warren, or bring it to this side to I can't forget the left back's name.
And now the referee apologizing to, I think, the crowd a little bit, because Coach Schott arguing that they're taking too much time, Webster Groves, on throwing the ball in. And now the referee's having a conversation with a Hawk and a Statesman.
And it's not captains, so it's something specific with those 2.
Yeah, Stevens and Bogowith, a pair of 9s, are the ones getting a talking to. And Bogowith throws a little knee into the back thigh of Stevens as he had his hands behind his back. So Bogowith taking a little nudge.
High school boys.
Yeah. Almost 8 minutes left in the first half. Webster Groves 2, Hillsboro 0, and Culver on the ball. Beautifully steps over it, spins, gets through a couple of bodies, comes up field, and then gets tripped up just outside the 30-yard line. As coming in to tackle him pretty good was Christian Groner. That's a quick free kick taken by Webster Groves. Referee's going to bring it back. He said the ball was not settled by Rosenblatt. So Rosenblatt still didn't settle it, but referee had his back turned this time, so the free kick will go. Here's Culver, shot off of Bridges just outside the arc in the 18-yard box, and it will deflect into the path of Krasneski for a goal kick.
Referee's stopping the clock. Looks like he's reaching for his pocket.
We got a yellow card for Kyle Warren. And now Andrew Bridges, one of the team captains, arms wide open, arguing with the official who's wearing green and black today. He's a green and black zebra. Never seen that before. First time ever. And the yellow card for Kyle Warren, who's already walked off the pitch, has untucked the jersey, headed towards the Gatorade cooler, accidentally knocks over the, what do you call that, a handheld water holder thing?
It's I
don't know.
Hold your water bottles.
Yeah, there you go.
And, of course, referee's got to come explain what it was. I'd be curious to hear what it was a push or something like that he's calling it for. Probably after the goalie got it, he throws that extra nudge, and the referee noticed it that you were talking about before with Bogowith.
So Warren tosses the Gatorade bottle aside, hands on his hips. He's got to calm the nerves now before Coach Schott sends him back in. There's a goal kick, by the way, called for Hillsboro. Krasneski to the far touchline. Webster Groves earns a throw. Throw in towards Culver. Gets away from him. Bridges, arms around him. Culver goes down, claims for a foul. Loose ball up towards the 18-yard box. Here's Krasneski bringing it down. And then he takes a bump. And now we've got a little fracas going on as Andrew Bridges appeared to run into and give a little shove to Devin Cook, and the referee was about to give Cook a yellow card. It looks like Bridges is about to get one himself as they both get yellows, and the intensity is increasing very quickly.
Very quickly.
And Bridges did not appreciate the extra little elbow that Cook gave Krasneski after Krasneski stopped the shot on target. And because of that reaction, he gets yellow carded. And now the official talking to both Coach Schott and Coach Nansel, the goalkeeper coach for Hillsboro. Coach Nansel, full beard and all, shouting back out. And Hillsboro has a quick team meeting in front of the goalkeeper. Crowd is invested in this. It's a 2-0 Webster Groves lead. We've had the clock stop twice here in the 7-minute mark at 7:36 and at 7:06 for yellow cards issued. Now Hillsboro in possession. Maybe the nudge they needed.
You know, and as a coach, you kind of like this a little bit because it's showing some passion from your guys. And they're showing that, hey, they care about this game and they're going to go ahead and go hard. Obviously, you've got to get them under control, which I love to see. Probably another thing that he liked to see from Mark Moore.
Here's a throw in towards Leonard. Sorry, Coach, as it goes towards the goal line. Colton Leonard putting a little pressure on the defender who lets it just roll out of bounds for a goal kick.
Is Moore brought his guys together. Go ahead and calm them down, have the time where they just say, hey, come on, guys, chill it out. Let's go ahead and work this thing. So you like to see a couple things there. You like to see the passion from your players, but you also like to see your captain step up and get your guys' heads back on straight.
So the two yellow-carded offenders for the Hillsboro Hawks, Kyle Warren and Andrew Bridges, look like they are ready to check in at any moment.
And that's that's one of those statements in the book that says after a yellow card, the coach is supposed to decide how long they should stay out.
Gotcha.
In other words, it's designed to keep these kids out as long as they need to get their head. We're in the sectional game. There's two factors here. Can you get their head on straight? And second, you need them back on the field.
Yeah, certainly do. Of course, the winner of this will reach the Final Four. Webster Groves, not completely unfamiliar. Of course, last year this team finished runner-up. Fort Zumwalt North got the best of them in the championship game. South, yes. Thanks, Coach. 5.5 to play. Here in the first half, 2-0 Webster Groves. Hillsboro had possession briefly on the near side. Now Webster Groves on the move through the midfield. Banty still with it, now gives it up far side. Outside with it, Tilford. Tilford forced to the far touchline. Bats it back into the path of Banty, who sends it along the touchline back towards the 30-yard line. Webster Groves still in possession. Hillsboro with a steal. Kyle Warren takes it off of Banty and then had it taken right back off of him, and Webster Groves back in possession just outside the hashes, far side of the pitch. Now they send it back in through the mid. Back to the near side for the sub, Noah Mitchell. Noah Mitchell, a junior, 5'9" defender, sends it back along the turf with his right foot towards his left to the far side as they switch sides. Ball now sent up the far touchline by by starting left back Caleb Morrison. Tilford sends it back towards midfield, near side. And now a pass to the outside, near side. There's a cross in by number 9, Stevens. It's batted up into the air and cleared off the Hillsboro line as Krasneski and Tilford appeared to converge.
We'll get a clock stoppage again.
And Coach Nansel still hot. Coach Schott letting him have his word. The referee wants Coach Nansel to come onto the field of play and talk to him.
That's interesting.
Is Coach Nansel going to get a yellow?
He is.
Yes, he is. Sam Nansel gets a yellow. And the Hillsboro crowd gives him a standing O.
Hey, and what a crowd. It's nice to see. Sectional game, here we are for soccer, and we've got, 80, 90 people here for the Hillsboro side, and you can see another 30, 40 or so for Webster Grove. So quite a crowd here today.
And they say soccer is boring, Coach. Are you kidding me? This is awesome.
Moments like this. Whoever they are wrong.
Right, yeah, whoever they are. Not naming names. 4 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the first half. We've had 3 stoppages here in the last 3.5. Yellow cards issued, 3 to Hillsboro, 1 to Webster Groves. All right, back to the action. Culver waiting for a ball to come down. Cruz takes it off of his left knee, and then a foul or a handball is going to go against Culver.
Wow, what a game! What a game! It's getting exciting here, and it's nice to see. It's you wouldn't think at this point that Hillsboro is down 2-0. They're playing hard. They're playing well. Still making a game out of this thing. It'd be nice to see if they can get a goal to really make this thing interesting.
Dylan Mooney at the mid-touchline near side, getting ready to check back in. A whistle on a ball sent upfield. It looks like a foul going to be going against Webster Groves.
And I like to see that. The referee now, every little thing, he's handed out, 4 cards quickly?
4 cards,
so
yeah.
Every little thing is now getting a call. Let's calm this thing down. You like to see that from a referee.
Hickson sends it towards 18-yard box. Bodies hit the ground, and Webster Groves has 2 guys hit the turf, and a whistle goes. That was a long kick there by by Hickson. And going down to the turf, looking to be a little injured, Bryce Kiesling, number 15 for Webster Groves. The referee, of course, stopping the clock once again for the potential injury. And it's a Statesman free kick. Here's the goalkeeper, Myhill. Myhill hasn't been tested all game, Coach.
No.
Not a single shot on target for Hillsboro.
And I think that's what is going to have to change. Hillsboro's going to have to press higher. They're going to have to keep more up. Moore likes to come back to that midfield range. He's going to have to stay high or have somebody else do it.
A dive by Stevens on a little push from behind by Wakirka. Referee calls it. Free kick, Webster Groves. Shot on target way above the crossbar there. Shot put on by Noah Mitchell from the near side, about 25 yards out. And Hillsboro will get a goal kick. The Hillsboro bench was sitting down earlier. They're now standing to match Webster Groves, who's been standing their bench for the last 5 minutes. Ever since we started having these yellow cards issued, both teams have decided to stand up.
They're ready to support their teammates.
Free kick taken by Hillsboro. Mark Moore through the midfield. Sends a through ball to the near touchline. Dylan Mooney on the chase to our left. Mooney has the ball kicked out of bounds right in front of him by Rosenblatt. It's a throw for Hillsboro in the attacking third. 1:45 to play in the first half. Hillsboro needs a goal. Mooney throws it in. Moore shields off the defender. Ball off his left hip. Webster Groves clears it. Hillsboro, though, gets it back. Wakirka settles it with the left foot. Comes to his right foot near side. And just outside the 30-yard line, takes a bump. And like you said, Coach Reiser, every little thing's going to be called until these guys get it through to their heads that you cannot be over physical, otherwise yellow cards are coming.
That was very weak.
It was very weak.
There was not much there, but again, based on the circumstances. Good ball into the box.
Long knuckling ball towards the far post, the left post of Myhill, and Myhill will snag it.
Pretty well with ease. That needed to get a little bit lower, a little more of a driven ball rather than a floated.
Under a minute to play in the first half. 2 goals, Webster Groves, none for the Hawks. Hawks wearing their blue tops, blue shorts, a little bit of white to the jersey, white on the numbers. Webster Groves in possession near side to our right, looking for that 3rd goal inside of 45 seconds to play. Just outside the 18-yard box, they send it to the near top corner right side Stevens. Stevens takes it back into the 18-yard box, loses possession. Here's Mooney, who boots it right into the path of Culver. Culver dribbling between bodies, trying to get set up for a left-footed shot. Comes back to his right, tries to cross it in. He does, across the face of goal, but it goes out of bounds on the far side as Webster Groves cannot get a foot to it. And that might be the last action of the first half. If I'm Hillsboro with 10 seconds, I'm not throwing this ball in. I'm just letting the time tick off. But they will throw it in for Hickson, and then Hickson will just get rid of it as time has expired. Owen Culver putting Webster Groves up top 1-0. Julian Tilford follows that up just a few moments later. It's 2-0 Webster Groves after one half of play in the Class 3 boys soccer quarterfinals here at Hillsboro High School. We'll have your Midwest Sports Center halftime show next on the MyMo Info Sports Stream.
Champions are made here. On our courts, on our fields, and in our classrooms. Why settle for ordinary when you could be part of greatness? Mineral Area College. Become a Cardinal today.
Josh Harris joins us now from Midwest Sports Center, Highway 67 in Farmington and Poplar Bluff, and soon to be Festus. And Josh, you know the holidays are right around the corner, and I'm thinking an off-road vehicle from Midwest Sports would look great under the Christmas tree.
With Christmas right around the corner, we can help fill those Christmas needs from anything from side-by-sides, ATVs, youth motorcycles. Ultimate Toy Store here in Farmington. We're located at 124 Walker Road.
Stop by and see Josh Harris today at Midwest Sports Center.
Hi, this is Brad Smith at your home, the No Bull Deal, Lucas Smith Chrysler Center. What is the No Bull Deal? It's simple. It's a deal no other Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, or Jeep dealer offers. Sure, you can shop around, but we're confident that you will come home to our way of doing business. We take the nationally advertised programs one step further and offer you the lowest locally advertised price, and we guarantee it. So whether you see us first or see us last, we are the dealer that will give you the best No Bull deal and service anywhere. We are Lucas Smith Chrysler Center in Festus, or check us out at lucasmith.com.
For 57 years, the staff at Farmington Presbyterian Manor have dedicated ourselves to providing our community the best independent living, assisted living, skilled nursing, memory care, and short-term rehab. We are proud to be part of the Parkland community and provide the quality health care you deserve. Call 573-756-6768 today and schedule a visit to find out more about Farmington Presbyterian Manor.
Hi, this is Jamie.
And I'm Chris with Patsy's Furniture in Park Hills.
Take advantage of our everyday low prices, where prices are always 50% off MSRP. From home decor to living rooms, bedrooms, dining room sets, stop by and check out our inventory and already low prices.
We have 4 different types of financing available.
And remember, the military always receive a discount at Patsy's Furniture. You'll love to shop at Patsy's.
Patsy's Furniture in Park Hills.
Family, health, home. Comtree has been a leader in providing health care to you and your family for over 45 years. What started as mental health services has expanded to dental care, primary care, and many community services. We are your home for health care. We invite you to join the Comtree family tree. Call 877-COMTREE or visit us online at comtree.org to schedule an appointment. Welcome to our family tree.
Dear movers and shakers, we know how you roll, and we're with you. We're with you on the tarmac or terrain. In the 2019 RAV4 Adventure, Limited, and Hybrid models. We're with you in the comfy Highlander with seating for up to 8 and advanced safety features standard. We're with you in the sharp 2019 Toyota Camry with its available cockpit red leather seats. And we're with you in the all-new 2020 Toyota Corolla, loaded with attitude and the latest tech. We're with you. Let's go, Toyota. Find yours at buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See Twin City Toyota, I-55 at the Herculaneum Auto Mall exit, or visit them online at twincitytoyota.com.
Matt Greenwood back with you on the MyMo Info Sports Stream. It is the Midwest Sports Center halftime show at the Class 3 boys soccer quarterfinal. Hillsboro Hawks in this spot for the first time ever in program history. 19 wins to their name. Webster Groves equaling that win total. Has the 2-0 advantage on the Hawks. Those two goals coming pretty early. Owen Culver and Julian Tilford. Culver the first with a left foot shot with Krasneski, the goalkeeper for Hillsboro, off his line. Just got it over the top of him as it bounced off the turf in front of the goal line and then up into the top of the net for a 1-0 lead for Webster Groves. And then Julian Tilford on a pass into the box by Henry Joseph Banty, a senior midfielder, just try to cross it in just to the right of the near post for Krasneski. As the cross went in from Banty, it was off a couple of bodies right into the path of the right foot of Julian Tilford, who stuck it right into the back of the net for a 2-0 Webster Groves lead. Those two goals coming within about the first 7 or 8 minutes of the first half, and after that, Hillsboro shut them down, although Webster Groves continued to stay on the attack for a majority of that first half. Nate Reiser is my broadcast partner. I am Matt Greenwood. It is the Midwest Sports Center halftime show. Coach, what does Hillsboro got to do to come back and at least tie it and maybe go to that overtime?
First, they're going to have to press high. They're going to have to put some pressure on those defensive backs. We haven't had a chance to see what they can do, if they make mistakes, anything along that line. And the only way that's going to happen is start to press forward. So it's going to start with those wings. Their outside right and left wing have to come forward with more and put pressure on those guys. From there behind them, though, you've got to also solve that problem. Culver's the big problem. If they can handle Culver, I think if Cruz can handle Culver, that's a big piece of the puzzle because they like to feed through Culver, and Culver loves to shoot from distance. You take away that element from their game, and now you can start on the offense. And then the last thing is Hillsboro's defense. They need to go ahead and move the ball. Do the thing that they do so well. The reason they are here is because they like to keep possession of the ball, move the ball, work it through. And I think some of the time in the middle, once they got the 2 goals against them, they kind of gave up on that a little bit. And I think they need to go back to what their roots are, and it'll really help them out.
All right, 3 yellow cards issued to the Hillsboro Hawks. 1 to Webster Groves. It was Stevens for the Statesman who got the yellow. And then for Hillsboro, Jacob Bridges, Kyle Warren, and maybe one of the more humorous ones was Coach Sam Nansel, goalkeeper coach for Hillsboro, who got a yellow card from the official for arguing an elbow that appeared to have been thrown into Krasneski from, I think it was Stevens or Banty. I don't remember who it was, but Coach Nansel saw it. Referee did not. Coach Nansel shouted something at the referee and maybe even at the player, who knows. And Coach Nansel getting yellow carded for it. And the humorous part about it was the fact that the Hillsboro crowd stood up and cheered.
Well, I think they like to see their coaches, invested. They like to see some passion from the players, from the team, from the coaches as well. So I mean, there's positives to it. Obviously, you don't want your coach yelling at the referee, but you want him defending his players, which probably is what was occurring.
Yeah. All right, so an exciting first half. 2 goals within about the first 8 minutes, and then 3 stoppages of the time for those yellow cards to be issued there in the final 7 or 8 minutes. So first 7, last 7, very entertaining. Let's hope the next 40 are more entertaining for the Hillsboro Hawks and the Webster Groves Statesmen. So second half kickoff is just around the corner. Again, it's 2-0 Webster Groves leading Hillsboro, Class 3 quarterfinal. Winner advances to the Final 4. So Webster Groves, they're 40 minutes away from getting back to the Final 4 for the second consecutive time. And Hillsboro is 40 minutes away from seeing their season end. Let's hope that is not the case. We're hoping for at least overtime, if not a regulation victory for the Hillsboro Hawks, but they have a lot of work to do. We're back in 90 seconds for kickoff of the second half of the Class 3 boys soccer quarterfinal here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream.
Josh Harris joins us now from Midwest Sports Center, Highway 67 in Farmington and Poplar Bluff, and soon to be Festus. And Josh, the holidays are right around the corner, and I'm thinking an off-road vehicle from Midwest Sports would look great under the Christmas tree.
With Christmas right around the corner, we can help fill those Christmas needs from anything from side-by-sides, ATVs, youth motorcycles. Ultimate Toy Store here in Farmington. We're located at 124 Walker Road.
Stop by and see Josh Harris today at Midwest Sports Center.
Hi, it's Hannah. At Cole's Tractor and Equipment, when you buy an LS tractor, you aren't getting the knockoff. You are getting to buy direct. direct from the major brand maker, not the middleman. That's exactly why LS puts more standard features on the LS tractors and why you get the longer, better warranty with the best price. The best price because you won't be paying the middleman and you won't be paying those franchise fees. LS Tractor does offer the best warranty and buyer after buyer knows that to be true. When you buy an LS tractor from Kohl's Tractor, you are buying direct because we buy direct. You aren't buying the knockoff that others claim. You are cutting out the middleman, plain and simple. Don't just follow the herd, lead the herd with LS Tractors and Kohl's Tractor and Equipment.
See Kohl's Tractor and Equipment 1 mile east of Farmington on Highway 32, or give them a call at 573-756-4353. That's 573-756-4353. And don't forget to check them out
When
on
it's all
Facebook.
said and done,
Matt Greenwood back with you on the MyMo Info Sports Stream, joined by Nate Reiser, head coach of DeSoto Boys and Girls Soccer. And the second half New Era Bank kickoff. Webster Groves starts us off, and there's a shot on goal from Henry Joseph Banty from the 50-yard line, and you can guess with Krasneski well prepared where that one went. It actually went very far wide to the right and sailing above the crossbar as well. So that's how we get started here in the second half as Hillsboro down 2-0, hoping to turn things around here in the second half. Tilford is on the ball for Webster Groves as the Statesmen and the Hawks switch ends. Hillsboro will now be trying to score to our right as they operate left to right. Statesmen trying to score to our left as they operate right to left. Chris Campbell with a throw-in front of the corner flag near side. Owen Culver tries to swing it into the 18-yard box and is hit out of bounds by Hillsboro for the fourth corner of the afternoon for Culver and the Statesmen. They've taken one quickly, and two they've taken their time to boot. Here's Culver with a left foot. Low cross off of a Hillsboro body in the 6-yard box. Deflected out towards the near side and cleared by Jacob Bogowith, a.k.a. Bogo. And it's the throw-in for Webster Groves. Culver to toss it in. Culver to get it back. Sends a cross low. It bounces in front of Krasneski and out of bounds on the far side as unable to get a toe to it was the oncoming defender there. Midfielder Winkleman. Beg your pardon, striker Winkleman. So, man, if Winkleman just gets a touch, Coach, it's 3-0.
And I'm not sure why Culver's that free.
I don't know either.
As an opposing coach, I think that's a lock that I put on the other team. Just let's handle Culver. That's a big piece of their team. And here he is free a couple times in the corner and then a little bit deeper out, putting balls into the box. That's not what you want.
The sun was beaming down pretty good on us and keeping us nice and warm here on the mid-40s day in Hillsboro, and now a few clouds rolling into the sky to cover up that big cheese wheel. And right now a little shade offered to those on the field as the cool breeze kicks on through. That is a look at your Doe Run Company weather update. Doe Run Company providing the minerals and metals we need to power our future. All right, possession. In the attacking third for Webster Groves. Hillsboro forces him back towards midfield. Hickson draped all over Banty. Banty sends it back towards the back line, and now Webster Groves going side to side, and Colton Leonard almost dispossessed the Statesman's number 22, Caleb Morrison, but Morrison able to shield him off, kick it back towards his goalkeeper, Myhill. A little upfield pressure by Hillsboro. Mark Moore is able to steal it outside of the 18-yard box, far side, crosses it in, and sliding down with the cross save, if you will, is goalkeeper Myhill, and that is maybe the second or third touch from the hands of the backup goalkeeper Myhill this afternoon.
And the first real shot. First real, I guess, equivalent of a shot, kind of cross in there. But
yeah.
A great possibility for Hillsboro because Moore's up there doing the work. Immediately, as we saw before, right out of as soon as Webster Groves gets the ball, they go on the offense.
Here's a shot on target. Nope, it sails over the crossbar just from the outside. Right boot Julian Tilford. It's going to be a goal kick for the Hillsboro Hawks. Let's take some time to thank some of our sponsors as Alpha Media Farmington encourages you to stop by these fine businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible. This is an all-year thing for us, and we certainly appreciate them. Hope you do as well. That includes Applebee's of Farmington, Kohl's Tractor and Equipment of Farmington, Comtree of Festus, the Doe Run Company in Park Hills, Fleegs Equipment of Leadington and St. Genevieve, Gateway Motors in Fredericktown, and the Jefferson County Family YMCA of Festus. Throw in near midfield for Jacob Bogowith and the Hillsboro Hawks. on the near side as they operate left to right. There's a throw in up the near touchline off of Moore's left shoulder and out of bounds for a throw into Webster Groves.
And Moore's having to work between 4 to 5 guys every time he gets the ball, and that's a wise move on Webster Groves' part. But Hillsboro's got to find the answer from some of their other players, and I see Hickson's kind of pressing up a little bit more. We'll see if some of their defense does as well.
Webster Groves has it, moving right to left on that far touchline. Long ball sent forward, getting ahead to it. Winkleman, also one of the Hawks, into the path of Cook. Slides it over on a back foot pass just to the outside of the 18-yard box, and now a cross in, and Krasneski snags it. But nice little backheel pass from Cook, looking for number 11, Jonathan Campbell. He found him, and then Campbell gave it to Krasneski. Drop kick sent upfield by Krasneski. Ball back towards the Hillsboro defensive third. There to step in and intervene. Groner kicks it upfield through the center circle. Webster Groves earns possession. Culver, 2 bodies in front of him, gets rid of it with a left foot as he slides it along the turf for Tilford. Tilford back to Culver. Culver swings it in between the hashes for Winkleman. Tries to sidestep it over. Actually, that was Campbell trying to find Winkleman behind the back line, but it's deflected by the Hawks. Now Kyle Warren has it. 2 efforts at it, and the second effort bounces off of Tilford's body and out of bounds for a Hillsboro throw.
Still seeing a lot of just, hitting the ball hard from the backfield of Hillsboro. I'm really anticipating and hoping they would try to keep some possession, try to work the ball a little bit. And it could be that Webster Groves is doing a good job of taking away those possibilities.
Hillsboro down 2-0. We are already 5.5 minutes into the second half. Hillsboro still struggling to get possession as Webster Groves earns the throw on the near touchline. Throw in by Campbell. That's Chris Campbell. Campbell gets it back. 1-2 touch with Winkleman. Winkleman into the 18-yard box, brushed aside by Bridges, and it slides off the right toe of Winkleman and out behind the goal for a goal kick. Breeze blowing left to right as the American flag situated on the far side of the pitch, just behind the left corner of the end zone. Of course, Hillsboro playing at their football stadium, a beautiful setup, an all-turf infield where the green turf alternates light and dark. Here's Winkleman outside the 18-yard box, comes into the 18-yard box, slides a pass over in front of goal for John Campbell, and Krasneski able to push it aside and out of bounds for a corner kick. Here's the 5th corner. Oh, no, it's a throw-in for Webster Groves. Pardon me. There's a throw-in to Culver, who swings it in from with his right foot from the near side of the far side. Hillsboro intervenes, sends it back upfield, a good 15 yards, settled down by Webster Groves. Webster Groves in possession, midfield. Kiesling going back towards midfield, now swings the right foot through the ball to the far side. Settling it, John Campbell gets away from the defender, and Campbell loses it out of bounds behind the goal line for a goal kick.
Webster Groves doing a good job of always keeping the ball. Whenever they get a ball, they look for possession rather than just go ahead and look for the killer pass right at the gate or hit it long to somebody. They're looking to just keep possession. I think Hillsboro starts doing a little more of that. It'll create more opportunities. I know it seems counterproductive because all you're doing is just keeping the ball, but sometimes that's the most important thing, is opening up other elements. Webster Groves again right on the offense.
Max Preps has Webster Groves ranked 13th in the state of Missouri. That's a pretty honorable ranking there as the Statesman in possession near side. Dribbling it, number 2, Campbell. Chris Campbell gets rid of it as he slides it over towards his right, and a tackle from behind by Colton Leonard. Grabbing at his ankle, the offended was Banty. And now here we have a shot on target from about 25 yards out, and it is
Culver
off the top of the crossbar, and then it deflected off the field goal post, which gave everyone a little scare. I don't think the field goal post is in play.
Nope.
It's behind the goal, so it wouldn't be.
And Culver's not afraid to pull the trigger.
He really isn't.
He'll do it from anywhere.
Settling it down, Webster Groves. John Campbell slides it over, and a shot on target from the far post is into the back of the net.
Hillsboro was done wrong there.
Winkleman scores. Hawks complain. It falls on deaf ears, and the Statesmen lead 3-0 at the 31.5-minute mark of the second half.
As Winkleman works his way across the box, he pretty well put a hand and looked like a shove to the Hillsboro defender, who goes down. So then Winkleman standing all alone with the goalie. So from this perspective, it looked like there was a foul involved that the referee did not catch.
Well, he's been catching every foul, so no excuse for missing that one if it was indeed egregious enough to warrant a call. Hillsboro down 3-0, and the mountain gets taller for them with 31:20 to play in the second half. Hillsboro near midfield with a throw-in. Kyle Warren into Cruz, who's really hasn't been on the ball much this afternoon. Ball rolled through the midfield by Hillsboro. Taken away by Tilford. Culver on the chase. Tumbles over as he and Bridges got crossed up. Bridges on a yellow card, so he's got to be careful not to say much to Culver. He's also got to make sure that he doesn't say anything to the official as well.
And that was unlucky. It's just two guys running by each other that trip up each other's legs. It's definitely not a card, and it's really an unlucky foul. Foul nonetheless, but a little unlucky on the defender's part.
Fans not pleased here, and understandably so. I like that from the fan that just shouted, "Change your shirt, ref." Sounds like a true soccer fan, something a true soccer fan would say.
Definitely get creative.
Free kick, 30 yards out, swinging it in with a left foot, Culver. Ball bounces around into the 18-yard box, far side. Tracking it down is John Campbell in front of the corner flag, and it's off his body from Dylan Mooney. Throw in Webster Groves. The throw in bounced off the turf towards Tilford. Slides it over with his right foot as now he crosses it in. And it looks like the offside flag went up on Webster Groves.
I think they're going to just take a goal kick on it, would be my guess.
Okay, so you're just calling it out of bounds. And then called over for the substitution as checking back in Samuel Stevens. So goal kick going to be taken by one of the team captains for Hillsboro, Andrew Bridges. Keep wanting to reference Jacob Bridges of R7. Sorry about that, Andrew. Andrew sends it upfield. Colton Leonard with a loose ball around. Won by Chris Campbell of Webster Groves. Webster Groves in possession. Wow, what a nice little pass to himself by Culver as he slid it from his left foot to his right foot. Keeps possession for the Statesman. We're seeing the fancy footwork pay dividends for Culver. Now it's taken off of Webster Groves and a throw-in for Hillsboro. Bogowith to Mark Moore, who's got three bodies around him. Moore heads it towards goal, but cleared off the back line by Rosenblatt. Just to recap your Presbyterian Manor starters for Webster Groves on the back line: Chris Campbell, Alex Rosenblatt, Caleb Morrison, and Jack Ellis. Midfield, Bryce Kiesling, Owen Culver, and Henry Banty. And up front, John Campbell, Ben Winkleman, and Julian Tilford. And the goalkeeper, Trevor Myhill. Throw in for Hillsboro. On the near side, Bogowit tries to swing it into the 18-yard box. Webster Groves intercepts. Ball sent back upfield. And losing possession now is Christian Groner, the freshman defender. Webster Groves on the attack. Culver slides it over along the turf towards his teammate John Campbell. Campbell loses it. Hillsboro sent it back upfield a good 30 yards. Headed down by Rosenblatt into the path of Campbell, who has it taken off his body and out of bounds for a throw-in to Webster Groves.
And one element that might help Hillsboro is if they start to press higher, it's a scary, dangerous situation, but you always have offsides as your friend. And to try to shrink the field, take away some of these passing opportunities for Webster Groves as they try to work the ball. It's going to put higher pressure. It's going to give them less time on the ball and give them less space, which are two things you try to take away from a team. You want to give hard pressure, and you want to take away space.
Stevens in possession, near side, just outside the 20-yard line, bumped off the ball by Hickson. Hickson trying to keep possession. Stevens draped all over his back. Now Hickson dragged by Stevens. Stevens, Mr. Hollywood, throws his body into the turf, looking for a yellow card for Hickson, and the referee ain't buying it. It's a free kick for Hillsboro. Bridges left to right, keeps it low, bounces off the turf, around the 30. Here's Moore on the attack. It gets away from him. Rosenblatt skies one out of bounds along the near touchline. It'll be a throw for Hillsboro. The Hawks desperately need a goal. 27-15 left in the second half. They trail 3-0 in the Class 3 boys soccer quarterfinal. Happy to have you with us, of course. I'm Matt Greenwood. That other voice is Nate Reiser, DeSoto boys and girls soccer head coach. Throw in by Hillsboro, ball batted around, and the Hawks earn another one more quickly to take it. And now we have a whistle, and I think the referee wanted to reposition. No, he's going to call a free kick. So free kick from the near touchline, just to the left of the linesman, Jacob Bogowith. will place the ball. Kicks and he chips aside in front of it and gets ready to send this one in. Who for the Hawks can get their foot to the ball?
I think putting this thing into space, maybe even low and hard, might be a good idea for them.
We'll see if Myhill, the goalkeeper, comes off his line or not. He does. Cross goes in. It's bobbled, and Myhill able to hang on right on the W in the word Hawks in that end zone.
That's a great ball, though. You can see Moore right there flying in front of the goal. I mean, we're talking inches. A couple inches difference, that's a goal. A great ball, great opportunity.
Drop kick by Myhill. Cruz in possession, far side, just outside the hashes, around the 40 now. Cruz dribbling the ball, is able to send it to the near side as he slips to the turf. Bogowitz brings it down. Bogowitz bumped off of it by Chris Campbell. Hawks want a foul. That was just a good shoulder-to-shoulder there. Hillsboro able to steal it back, though. Hickson runs into Culver. Pinballing around. John Campbell takes it through the center circle. Gives it up right side. Banty. Banty launches it forward. Winkleman. It's batted off the head of Bridges. Towards Winkleman. Slides it over to the right. Able to maintain possession, Henry Joseph Banty. Banty now with his back turned to goal around the 20-yard line. Slides it over to the near side. Campbell back out to the near side touchline. In front of the corner flag. Stevens, a deke, gets around the defender into the 18-yard box, just outside the 6-yard box, tries to get a shot on target. It's deflected into the hands of Krasneski. Fancy footwork there from Samuel Stevens.
And again, he's going down the goal line. That's just dangerous, so very dangerous. Hard for a goalie because there's not much you can do about it. So I think if Warren, and Wakirka can keep that from happening, that's a big element as well.
Kyle Warren misses on the clearance in front of the Webster Groves bench. It slides off his right foot and out of bounds. Midfield throw for Webster Groves. Of course, it goes into Culver. Hickson wins that battle this time. Ball into the path of Bridges. Tries a pass to the far side of the pitch. It's off the back of Cruz. Now Cruz locates it and sends it upfield for Mark Moore. Moore on the chase. Shot on target. And Myhill saves it. Clearance by Webster Groves to the 15-yard line of midfield. Now cleared a second time upfield towards the 50-yard line. Wakirka brings it down. Sends it forward along the turf to Mooney. Honey Badger hair from Mooney. Gives it back to Hickson. Sends it along the far touchline. Brought down for a crossing by Wakirka. Moore tries to bring it down in the 18-yard box. It's deflected up into the air. Hillsboro's Hickson first to it. Hickson loses it. Hickson gets it back as he and Culver go Stevens goes shoulder to shoulder. Hickson earns it. Stevens then goes into Hickson and tried to clip him. Referee didn't see it. Hillsboro Hawks fans want an explanation as Webster Groves earns possession and clears it up towards midfield. And now an extra effort kick before the ball goes out of bounds from the Statesman. That was number 11, John Campbell. And Coach Reiser, Stevens,
well,
he was targeting that right leg. He missed,
but
he was targeting him.
So there's no foul. There's nothing actually. You could see what he wanted to do. You could see it was not good intent, but he missed. So there's no foul. So what's the referee to do? Nothing. The referee can't do nothing with the linesman. They may have even seen him do that. You can't foul him for intent. You can see, he's got that, I'm angry at the guy, I'm going to get him back kind of effect, but he didn't do anything technically.
All right. Tensions may begin to rise here soon. In possession, Cruz slides it forward to Moore. Left foot shot on target, and it's batted down for a save by Krasneski. Moore turns back towards Cruz and claps his hands, appreciates the pass. And Hillsboro, that's the closest they've been all game right there. Moore from the far post, left foot. Saved by the goalkeeper, Myhill.
Because opportunities are being created now. Hillsboro's on the offense. They're starting to create, and Moore is getting the ball more opportunities in scoring situations. So things are looking better.
Here's Winkleman loose. Krasneski way off his line. Uses his hand to save it outside the 18-yard box, and that is against the rules. And that is likely to be a card for Krasneski. And a free kick just outside the 18-yard box to the left of the arc from our left. And now Krasneski, because of the yellow card, has to come off.
So you see Noah Poole come in
for at least a couple of minutes. And here comes Noah Poole, 0-0, to check in for a moment. Mark Moore, an appreciation for his goalkeeper, Krasneski. He'll take the yellow.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, because if he doesn't reach his hand out, that's going into the back of the net.
It's an opportunity, yeah, which is why it needs to be a yellow card.
Exactly.
It's stopping a true scoring threat. And the question is then it become a red card, and that gets challenging. That's a tough call right there. I think the referee was wise, was sticking with the yellow. Look down at Noah. He didn't even have his gloves on. Wasn't expecting anything, and suddenly now he's in this game and having to face a direct kick outside the box.
Noah Poole checks the goalpost. They seem firm. Here comes a free kick from the near side just to the left of the arc. It'll be a right boot from John Campbell, or maybe Culver takes a swing. No, it's shot on target. Sneaking it into the near post is John Campbell. He scores, and Webster Groves leads 4-0 as he and his teammates play rock, paper, scissors. It's a 4-0 lead for Webster Groves with 22-21 to play in the second half, and this is just about over.
Nothing Noah could do there. Nothing for Poole. That was a beautiful ball over the top of the wall. Our goalie was right where he should be, and that's expecting miracles. I don't think Krasneski could have even saved that one.
So John Campbell able to sneak it inside the near post. It's 4-0 Webster Groves.
I'd like to see more of this. Come on, Hickson, become a part of this. He's such a strong player. I think you want him on the ball as much as you can.
Left to right action for the Hillsboro Hawks. Kyle Warren throws an arm into Stevens, who hits the deck. Coach Belton appreciates the effort by Stevens with a 4-goal lead for the Statesmen. Warren earns a throw-in for Hillsboro. Throws it into Hickson. Keeps possession back to Warren. Warren tries to kick it forward, and Stevens once again intervenes. It's back out of bounds for a Hawks throw. 21:45 to play in the second half. The Hawks need to just get a goal, and we'll see what happens. Handball called on Culver. Free kick coming for the Hawks.
Hillsboro need to get a goal here. They get this thing back into a possibility. At 4-0, that's pretty daunting. 3-1 creates another level. Obviously, 4-2 creates an even better one, but got to get that first one.
Hickson sends it in from 45 yards out into the 18-yard box, headed down and into the back of the net.
Who else?
Along the near post to our right, Mark Moore heads it in for a goal. And the Hawks able to put it through. 4-1 your new score. Life, hopefully, for Hillsboro.
Go figure. Hickson to Moore. Two of their best players. Two beautiful, wonderful players. And it was a great ball into the box first. The goalie couldn't do anything. It was too far out. Defense is backing up, and Moore is able to run forward while the defense is running backward. Creates a great opportunity for the offense to get a goal.
All right, let's go Hillsboro. This will be the chants from the crowd here. Of course, Coach, we're looking at the Hillsboro boys soccer team being the last remaining team in any of our fall sports.
Wow, that's
in Jefferson County,
and that happens a lot. It's we're one of the latest sports, one of the longest sports running. Cross country's done last weekend. Football, depending on
Fox lost last night to Jackson, so no more Jefferson County football schools either.
Yeah, that would be the only one that usually sticks around a little bit longer. Volleyball's long done. Softball definitely done.
Here's a chance for a shot on target. Winkleman, though, oversteps the football. And Hillsboro in possession. Here's Colton Leonard trying to split the double. He does, but loses possession. Ball batted forward, headed down by John Campbell. Off his line, Krasneski gets a hand to it, and it goes out of bounds for a corner kick. The 6-1 taken by the Statesmen. They take it quickly, surprisingly. Ball along the far goal line, tumbling to the turf. Number 2, Chris Campbell, has it taken off of him. Upfield, Leonard for Hillsboro. Dispossessed. Kiesling over to the right side. Campbell. John Campbell slides it through the double to Ben Winkleman. Back towards midfield, towards the 30. Settled down by Webster Groves. Now sliding it over to the right is John Campbell. On the chase, far side, unable to keep it in. Number 2, Campbell. So John Campbell to Chris Campbell. Doesn't work that this time. Quick throw in for Hillsboro. Long ball ahead by Leonard. Moore, 1-on-3. Moore, left foot shot, and it's wide.
Great ball. Quick transition right from the defender all the way up to Moore, who's got a 40-yard run towards the goal. I'm sure he wants that ball back.
Coach Reiser, 1-on-3. The nearest Hillsboro Hawk was a good 35 yards away. It's because even if Coach Stott, wanted his guys to be on the attack with Moore, they can't keep up with him. I mean, he's that quick, and so there was no choice but for a shot on target there by Moore.
Oh, for sure. There's nothing wrong with what he did. He did exactly what he should. Again, I think he just wishes he could probably have that ball back because knowing him, with the number of goals he has this year, he's putting that one in the back of the net majority of the time. And again, he's playing against 3 defenders and a goalie in that play. So plenty of reasons why he shouldn't score it, but he's still Mark Moore. Great player, great athlete.
So 4-1 is your score. And we've got 18:40 on the clock. Hillsboro in possession in midfield just outside the center circle on the far side of the pitch.
And this is the first time I've seen that Hillsboro is standing watching one of their guys with the ball, not immediately moving and asking for it. The only thing I can figure is that Webster Groves has just worked them enough that they're tired, that they're they're exhausted, and they've gone as hard as they can so long that they're not doing the things they usually do, which is moving when they don't have the ball and asking for it, which is something that Hillsboro has been known for up until now.
Pass on to the goalkeeper, Noah Mitchell, from about 25 yards out. And Krasneski able to bring it down easily. Now drop kicks it forward for Hillsboro. Cruz trying to win possession. Bumped off the ball by Banty. Banty, though, sent it towards the back line. Another opportunity for Mark Moore. He slides it past the defender across the face of goal, but wide of the near post to our right.
We've seen in the last 15 minutes now, Mark Moore, 4 opportunities. Things are changing. Things have kind of shifted a little bit, and Hillsboro's kind of become starting to press more on the offense, getting more and more opportunities.
Sun beginning to blind some in the stands. These bleachers are at about 75-80% capacity here. Great crowd on hand for this Class 3 quarterfinal match. It's 4-1 Webster Groves. Time ticking, 17:15 to play in the second half. Goal kick for Myhill. Sends it upfield between the hashes. Webster Groves settles it. With it, Chris Campbell. I'm going to call him CC. And we'll call it John Campbell. Ball bouncing up above the turf. Moore going 1v4. Potentially winning an attack for Hillsboro. Loose ball up in the sky. Headed out of bounds on the far side of the pitch by Banty. Throw in for Hillsboro. The Hawks showing their resiliency. Throw by Leonard to Cruz. Cruz slips and falls. And winning possession is Banty. And then a pass along the far touchline is out of bounds. A throw in for Hillsboro.
Moore creates those opportunities because of his speed. Guy goes to clear the ball, and suddenly Moore is right in the way and blocking it. So he works hard and creates opportunities out of things that sometimes aren't even there.
Gavin Wakirka with a throw upfield. Inside the 20, it's Cruz in possession. Gives it up to Dylan Mooney. Mooney slides it along the touchline into the path of Moore. Moore with a cross in front of the corner flag, batted up into the air, and it looks like a potential corner kick here for Hillsboro. Can't really tell. No signal yet. Looks like it is a corner. First one of the afternoon for the Hawks. It was last touched by Jack Ellis.
Well, Kirk is going to take the corner. Looks like he's going left-footed, which is going to be an outswinger.
Yep. Here comes that outswinger from the far corner flag to the near post. Right in front of that post, Myhill, strong hands, squeezes it. It's going to be a drop kick now for the goalkeeper.
I don't think that's what he wanted, right to the goalie. Give your team an opportunity to put a head on that.
This ball booted high up into the sky. Takes a few seconds to come down. Thank you, gravity. Bounces off the turf. Warren earns possession for Hillsboro. Bridges back to his goalkeeper, Krasneski. Sends it upfield, left to right. Towards the near touchline and near midfield. It goes out of bounds right in front of Tim Belton, the head coach for Webster Groves. It's a throw-in for his Statesman.
And in the past, when they would play that back, when Bridges would play that to the goalie, Krasneski would take a dribble, find a pass, work the ball out. Instead, he's just hitting it long. And I would like to see them go back to just keep that possession. I think that's part of what makes them so strong.
Hillsboro Hawk team doing something this season that no Hillsboro boys soccer team had ever done, and that is reach this quarterfinal. Now, is that good enough for them? No. Of course they want to win state. They want to win the whole thing. But even if it ends today, what a season for the Hillsboro Hawks. 14:30 to play in the second half. Hawks trail 4-1. Shot on target from just outside the 18-yard box and falling to the turf and saving it. Krasneski shot on target there for Sam Stevens. Drop kick stays low. Hickson back heels it up towards Cruz near side. Cruz gets it away from the defender. Warren with a sliding pass up ahead. And possession for Jack Ellis. Gets it back to his goalkeeper, Myhill, who sends it forward from right to left to the near touchline. Cruz on the ball, loses possession, hits the turf. However, Hillsboro still gets it back. Warren pushed off the ball by Stevens. Stevens gets it back from Banty. Stevens along the near touchline, tripped up from behind by Warren. And then a last-second effort there by Stevens to kick the ball away, and it winds up whacking Warren in the face. I don't know who tried to kick that, if it was Stevens or not. I don't think the intent was to hurt Warren.
Like you, I didn't see who once the play was done.
I think maybe as Stevens tumbled, the ball came up and hit Warren in the face. Coach Schott, who's got his jacket removed because it is getting a little warmer out there with the sun right on top of us. Now Coach Schott wearing red. So free kick for Webster Groves, believe it or not. 13.5 to play. 4-1 Statesman lead. Ball along the near touchline, just to the left of the Webster Groves bench. Sliding it over was Mitchell. And Andrew Bridges intervenes. Bridges coming upfield, shoves off Stevens. No calls there. And finally a whistle comes, and Andrew Bridges called for a foul. And the fans for Hillsboro like the aggressiveness. Quick free kick taken on the far side of the pitch. It's Webster Groves. Along the goal line, a little dribble action between the defender by number 11, John Campbell, but he's called for offside.
I think it went out of bounds.
Did it go out of bounds?
Yep,
Okay.
I'll do a goal kick.
So goal kick, Bridges, far post to our left. Puts the right foot through it. Through midfield, Bogood. Heads it down, chases after it. But the Statesman there first, that was Kiesling. Kiesling tries to clear it from the back. Headed out of bounds by Hickson. Throw in for Webster Groves. And a little run there by Mitchell. Pauses. Now throws it to his right slightly. Towards midfield near the 40. Sent back to the 20. Back towards the goalkeeper inside the 18-yard box. Myhill with the right foot. Sends it forward. Headed by Webster Groves' Benjamin Sayre. And now the ball upfield. And a whistle and a foul called on Bridges. As hitting the deck once again, Sam Stevens.
That was rightly so, though. Bridges went ahead and gave him the arm, full arm out as he pushed him over.
Bridges just flexed his right bicep, by the way.
I think there's been a battle since the yellow cards earlier with Bridges and Stevens.
Oh, my word. 4-1 is your score. It's like Premier League intensity going on here, like Arsenal-Liverpool or Chelsea-Man U, you know?
Not enough history, but it's definitely there.
But no, the chipping is certainly there. All right, in possession, far side of the pitch, Cruz for Hillsboro. Sends it towards the back line. Wakirka tries to clear it. Bounces off of the Webster Groves upfield striker. In front of the linesman, Webster Groves able to steal it away from Wakirka. And then coming over was Groner, who sends it out of play. Throw in for Webster Groves. Far side of the pitch, the substitute, Benjamin Sayre, a 6-foot senior defender. Sayre loses it out of bounds, and now it's a Hawks throw. Webster Groves perfectly content with loose balls upfield as they have a 3-goal lead inside of 11 to play in the second half. I want to thank some of our sponsors real quickly for allowing us to come out and broadcast this game. UPS Store in Festus, Twin City Toyota of Herculaneum, Serenity Hospice Care Farmington, Presbyterian Manor Farmington, Prairie Farms Farmington, and Patsy's Furniture, Park Hills. Hickson, lob ball to the near side, Moore. Moore knees it down to his left foot, as it gets dispossessed, gets it back, loose ball. Moore as he slides it over to Bogood. Bogood bumped off of it. Loose ball back towards Mark Moore, and Mark Moore taken out from behind, going with the shot, and Mark Moore is going to be hurt here. No call whatsoever. And, Coach, I don't know about you, but to me, that's a foul.
That's a foul.
That's a slide from the backside. Campbell coming in with a left foot, hits Moore's left foot as he tries to take a shot on target. How that is not a foul, I do not understand. And Mark Moore's going to have to come off for a few seconds.
In the shooting motion, nonetheless.
Yeah, what the heck, you know?
Plenty of when you're going to shoot too, that's a great. I mean, that's a possibility of getting injured because you're driving so much through that ball when that leg is taken out from under you. Wow, surprised he didn't get the call.
Honestly, that was one of the harsher tackles we've seen today. So
yeah, even with all the little push and shove and things like that, that's a dangerous one there.
I thought maybe a yellow card there, but anyway, Hillsboro has it inside of 10. They're down 3 goals. That's not a game changer by any stretch. Here's Hickson with the ball just outside the 20 near side. Has it taken off his body by Chris Campbell, CC, closed captioning, as it goes out of bounds, and a throw in for Hillsboro.
Closed captioning, nice.
All right, throw in for Hillsboro. That is Warner Finder, one of my favorite names ever. Warner Finder. Throws it in. Lobs towards the top of the 18-yard box. Past Hickson as it was headed away from Hickson by CC. Onto the far side of the pitch. Here's an attack for Wakurka. Dribbles it between the legs of the backline defender Rosenblatt, and then Rosenblatt nudges it, Wakurka nudges it out of bounds for a goal kick.
And in comes Derek Chrisman for Webster Groves.
Yeah, that kid looks like a linebacker.
He does. I watched him during warm-up and thought, okay, do I know this kid? Because he looks like someone else that I've followed for a while, but I think I don't know this young man. But yeah, he
Derek Anthony Chrisman.
Looks like a big, solid young man.
By the way, how about this? Webster Groves putting middle names on their roster. I like it. Hickson with possession for Hillsboro. Dispossessed briefly, now gets it back with the right boot just outside 18-yard box from the center. Has it deflected. His pass over to the near touchline for Bogowitz. Back over to Hickson. Hickson clear of the defender, trying to get to it towards the goal line. Crosses it in low, and over to scoop it up is Myhill. All right, so, Coach, if Hillsboro scores a goal here in the next 2 minutes, realistically, can they get 2 more with 6 to spare?
Depends on the tide. Again, it's this game's so much momentum that if you can start on the front foot and keep that momentum going your way, it just seems like once things start, it steamrolls. We saw that in the first half. The first goal happens, the second one immediately after because the momentum was shifted to the Webster Groves side. If it's going to happen, Moore needs to get back in this game because I think that's the answer. He was creating so many opportunities for Hillsboro.
He must really be hurt if he's not checking back in because
No,
we have had a stoppage of play already since he got tackled from behind with no foul called.
Yeah, he usually pops up right back into the game ready to go, so that is surprising.
Cruz around the Hillsboro 20. Sends it with his left foot to the far touchline for Dylan Mooney. Mooney is dispossessed. Webster Groves now has it. Into the center circle they go. Sliding it over with the right foot, Caleb Morrison over to the far side. Rosenblatt clears it upfield, about 15 yards, then rolls off the right foot of Banty and out of bounds. Hillsboro throw. 7:15 to play in the second half. 4-1 Webster Groves in the Class 3 quarterfinals. Loose ball on the far touchline after the throw for Hillsboro. Chrisman slides it over, an extra pass. And now Chrisman looking to receive one as mishandling the pass there was number 2, Chris Campbell. Hillsboro now in possession near side. Kyle Warren sends it upfield 30 yards. Brought down by Noah Mitchell. Mitchell slides it forward along the turf towards number 24, Sayre. That's S-E-H-R, Sayre. Over to the far side now as Webster Groves continues right to left. Ball pushed upfield by Banty on the far touchline. Now Hillsboro's Wakurka, it appears, going up against a double team. And looks like Wakurka forces one out of bounds. All right, Mark Moore getting ready to check back in. It looks like following him is Austin Rule, junior midfielder who wears the number 10, but the 0 is faded. I guess the sticker part of the number didn't stick. Coming off the field, Sergio Cruz. And it also appears to be Warner Finder. So Sergio Cruz, just a sophomore for Coach Schott. Built something around him next year.
Oh, for sure.
With Mark Moore graduating.
That's a good player.
Today, it's really tough for Cruz, though. He's a great dribbler of the ball, gets around a lot of guys, gets away from a lot of guys, but today, I should say, Webster Groves just doing a great job of taking him out of the game. Taking away what Hillsboro does best, Coach, altogether, with Hillsboro's midfield play being insufficient so far today. Here's Chrisman outside the box for Webster Groves, just outside that 18-yard box, dispossessed. Here's Colton Leonard trying to come up field with it. Ball is taken off of him. Mooney hits the floor, And Webster Groves, with no foul called there, in possession. From left to right they go. Banty to the far side. Banty gets it back in between the hashes. Dispossessed now by Hickson. Hawks looking to push bodies up. No, the back four don't come forward as Hickson loses the ball. Hickson and Banty both fall backwards and hit the turf. And the foul call goes against Webster Groves. Inside of 5 to play. Hillsboro needs a goal quickly as they trail 4-1 here in the Class 3 quarterfinals. Free kick taken. Ball 40 yards upfield. Now just outside the 18-yard box arc. Here is Leonard sliding it over to the right side. Bogowith has it taken off his body. Is that going to be a corner kick? Yes, it is.
Hillsboro need this opportunity right here. 4 minutes, 30 seconds. It'd be nice for them to get another goal in.
To our right. That's the near corner flag. Here comes the corner kick from Mitchell Hickson. Can he find Mark Moore like he did last time from a free kick 50 yards away? Let's see. Hickson setting up the ball. Got to take it, Bogowith. Pardon me. So Bogowith. Hickson is on the field. Looks like he's more of an attacker at this point. Here comes a low line drive across the face of goal. Headed away by Webster Groves. To the far side, Mooney settles it down. Sends it back with the right foot towards Grant Beck. And now Webster Groves steals it away. Webster Groves on the run. It's Chrisman. Chrisman trying to get past Groner. They collide. They fall. No foul. Loose ball. Groner scoops it up with his left foot and winds up kicking it out of bounds and then kicks it up towards the high school.
We'll see if Chrisman takes this throw in. We were talking about what a big, solid kid he is. I watched his last throw in, and he'll put it into the box. Looks like they're going with somebody else, but he's got a long throw as well.
It's going to be Jack Ellis, number 27, for Webster Groves with the throw and taking his time. And he throws it in, and it's put back out of bounds by Hillsboro. Another throw. This one goes into Chrisman. 3 yards to the left of the corner flag on the far side of the pitch. And Chrisman has it taken off his body by Grant Beck, but back out of bounds. So Webster Groves, Coach Reiser, they come to Hillsboro. They're going to get the win here. They got a 3-goal lead with 3 minutes to spare, and they're still in the attacking third. Here's a arcing cross across the face of goal, headed out to the near side by Hillsboro. Bogowith going shoulder to shoulder with Aiden Rutassel, and a yellow card is going to be issued to Jacob Bogowith, and he's going to have to come off the field. His teammate Andrew Bridges gives him a nice round of claps from above his head as Bogowith comes off the pitch. Coach Schott gives him a handshake as well.
That one wasn't. I don't think that one was yellow card worthy. I mean, shoulder to shoulder with the kid. Ball's rolling out of bounds. I mean, I know it's going out of bounds, but what he did wasn't illegal. But referee's trying to keep control, I think, the last couple minutes.
Wants to make sure things don't get out of hand like they did midway through the first half. There's a long throw towards the near post, punched out of bounds by Krasneski. He thought about grabbing with both hands, but in his path was Benjamin Sayre. Krasneski forced to punch it out with his right hand. And we're at the 2.5-minute mark of the second half. Corner kick coming for the Statesmen. I believe it's their 7th of the afternoon.
They're probably going to lock this in the corner and just sit on it.
And looks like that is Henry Banty. Slides it over to Mitchell. Slides it right back to his left in front of the corner flag, and a whistle goes. And it's going to be a Hillsboro throw, I guess. All right, 2-minute warning in the second half. 4-1 Webster Groves, Class 3 quarterfinals. Throw-in comes upfield. Shielding off Hillsboro was Kiesling. Kiesling dispossessed by Leonard. Goes out of bounds for a Webster Groves throw. Let's thank some more of our sponsors while we have a moment. That includes a new Era Bank in Farmington, Park Hills, Deloge, and Bonne Terre, as well as Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy in Deloge, Fredericktown, Ironton, and Farmington. Also want to thank the Farmington McDonald's, Midwest Sports Center Farmington, as well as Mineral Area College in Park Hills, Lucas Smith Chrysler of Festus, Home Pools and Spas of Leadington, Hearing Care Partners in Farmington, Gilster Mary Lee of Perryville, Gifford Lumber of Farmington, and Jefferson College of Hillsboro. You see, Coach, a lot of support for high school athletics.
It's wonderful. Wonderful. I like the names I've been hearing on there, too.
Yeah. 70 seconds to play in Hillsboro's season as it's going to come to an end here at the hands of Webster Groves. I've never seen 3 goals in 60 seconds, and with the ball at the 50-yard line, it's unlikely.
Very.
Coach Reiser, you get a first-hand look at Hillsboro every year. This team was pretty special, weren't they?
Yeah. I think the first time I saw them, we scored in the first 3 minutes. My young man, Reichmuth, just an incredible player, put a ball through to him, and he put it home. And 3 minutes later, they were on us. And it steamrolled from there, and I thought, oh, boy, these guys have talent from the front to the back, and they're definitely going to make a run. Nice to have seen them go a little bit farther, but this Webster Groves team is good. They ran into a good competition here.
Well, the crowd at home for Hillsboro knows it's coming to an end, and they all stand up, ready to applaud this team off the field with 15 seconds left. Ball in between the hashes, 30 to the 20 to the 10. Myhill comes off his line, kicks it aside to the far side. 7 seconds to go. Webster Groves in possession, and it looks like they're going to end this game in possession. A little pressure applied, but nothing doing. Horn sounds, match is over. The Webster Groves Statesmen are headed back to the Final Four. A 4-1 victory over the Hillsboro Hawks in the Class 3 quarterfinals. And the Statesmen come into Hillsboro and do what they do best. Score goals early, play great defense, and move on. A few of the players for the Hawks been down to the turf. A lot of seniors for Hillsboro. Great careers. A historic season for the Hillsboro Hawks. Not the way they wanted to see it finish, but when you go into these things, someone has to lose. Unfortunately, it was Hillsboro today, 4-1 to Webster Groves. But again, a historic season for the Hillsboro Hawks. No team had ever played in a quarterfinal match for boys soccer. The Hawks did that today. They can be proud of that. But the Webster Groves Statesmen just a little bit better today. All right, Home Pools and Spas post-game show coming up next.
Whatever your educational goals are, you can achieve them at Jefferson College. With caring faculty, convenient locations, and award-winning academic programs, your future is Jefferson College's focus. To learn more, call 636-797-3000 or visit jeffco.edu for a complete list of degrees and programs. Enroll now.
For higher education, for higher expectations, Jefferson College, Jefferson College.
Have you ever misplaced your debit card and worried while you try to find it? Hi, Paul Hale here at New Era Bank, and our new app offers Secure Swipe. Secure Swipe allows you to turn your debit card on or off from the convenience of your cell phone. While your card is off, you have the safety of knowing that no one can access your account from your debit card. Download our new app today and get this and many other new features. Call or visit any of our locations to get more information, or visit our website at www.newerabank.com. New Era Bank, member FDIC.
From mailboxing to packing, the UPS Store does everything for small business, including printing. Because running your own business means you're also in charge of marketing and promoting. And our printing experts can help with professional business carding, menuing, postering, all the ings to get people, well, buzzing. The UPS Store. Every ing for small business. And of course, shipping.
Hi, this is Jim, owner of the UPS Store in Festus. See us now at our new location at 650 North Creek Drive next to Tiger Express Car Wash.
When it's all said and done, what really matters? For Serenity Hospice Care patient Jack, hospice isn't about giving up. It's not about the end. It's about right now. It's about spending precious time with the people we love.
Come on, Grandpa!
And the little moments that create lasting memories. It's focusing on what's important to you and remembering life is beautiful in all stages.
Everybody's going home, pool and spa.
Imagine slipping into your own spa at the end of a long day. Soothing, relaxing, refreshing. This can be your life. We can help. I'm Angie DeClue, owner of Home Pools and Spas. We have new inventory of spas, starting from 2-person all the way up to family size. One that will fit in the corner of your patio to larger models that can be used indoors or out. Home Pools and Spas on the outer service road just south of the Ludington exit.
Eating good in the neighborhood at Applebee's sounds so good, doesn't it? Hi, I'm Amy Cousins, General Manager of Applebee's in Farmington. You and a friend can start with 2 side salads or an appetizer to share, then choose any 2 full-size entree from the 2 for $20 dinner lunch menu. Or pick 2 items to create your own combo meal from the classic or signature lunch combo menu. Soups, salads, chicken feed, a roll-up, clubhouse grill, or chicken tenders. There's so much to choose from, and it's all under $10. Dine in or call it in. Applebee's on Cars Boulevard in Farmington.
Hickson sends it in from 45 yards out into the 18-yard box, headed down and into the back of the net.
Who else?
Along the near post to our right, Mark Moore heads it in for a goal. And the Hawks able to put it through. 4-1 your new score. And that is the Serenity Hospice Care play of the game. I think I heard on the highlight I accidentally said Nixon. I don't know. I know it was Hickson.
It was Hickson.
I don't know where Nixon came from, but maybe not. Maybe I just misheard that. Anyway, Matt Greenwood with you. Nate Reiser as well. It is the Home Pools and Spas postgame show. Final score in the Class 3 boys soccer quarterfinal. Webster Groves takes it 4-1 over the Hillsboro Hawks. But how apropos that on the final game of his high school career for the Hillsboro Hawks, Mark Moore scores a goal. 35th of the season. He's the career leading goal scorer and career assist leader in Hillsboro Hawk lore. And he is quite the talent.
Yes, he is.
And he got that goal, and that gave, at the time, Hillsboro a little bit of life. Unfortunately, Webster Groves just knows how to battle a little bit of adversity.
Yeah. And you can see the talent of Moore, but you can also then, as you said, see the talent of Webster Groves. And Webster Groves has faced, if you look at their schedule, they've faced some interesting competition. They've played everybody imaginable up in the city. Some of those teams that they played during their schedule are teams that are still in the tournament. Will probably still be in the tournament in the next round. So I think they've seen several players similar to Mark Moore.
Yeah. Let's see. Class 3 state champs, Webster Groves, 2014, 2015, 2018 second place. That's Fort Zumwalt South got the best of them. They're back to the Final Four, second year in a row, and fourth time since 2014. It's a program that no matter who's the head coach, they know how to win football.
They do. And next round will be interesting. I don't know the scores yet of their opponent. It's Rockwood Summit versus St. Dominic. That's, I'm sure, going to be an interesting and good game. So they'll get the winner of one of those two. Rockwood Summit's traditionally been a strong team as well.
They're 26-0.
Yes, they are. I noticed that. So we'll see
for real.
We'll see what Webster Groves does. I had a chance to watch Rockwood Summit 2 years ago as they played, I believe, North County. And, boy, they were good then. They were really good.
Coach Reiser, they knocked off Fort Zumwalt South.
I saw that, too.
The state champion from last year. Beat them 4-0. 4-0.
Not a little score, yeah.
No, not a 1-0, we just got by goal in the, 78th minute. No, full-on 4-0. We're going to shut you down, and we're going to make it hurt. So Rockwood Summit, a very dangerous opponent, or potentially dangerous opponent, for Webster Groves. Of course, we don't know the Rockwood Summit St. Dominic score, but when you go 26-0 and you're facing a 10-13 team in the quarterfinals, like your chances. So I don't know if we'll be able to figure out.
They lost to Rockwood Summit and they played them in the season, 2-0. Webster Groves did.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought you were telling me that Rockwood Summit beat St. Dominic 2-0 and to advance.
I'm sorry, I had the wrong jump in there, but yeah, it was against Rockwood Summit. I looked and they lost 2-0. So they know each other.
Yeah,
they've seen each other. So that'll be interesting.
Think there's going to be 5 yellow cards between the two?
I don't think so.
Oh man, 4 against Hillsboro, 1 against Webster Groves. The coach getting a yellow card, Coach Sam Nansel. Let's get off of that. Webster Groves, they're on to the Final Four, second year in a row. I want to talk a little bit more about the Hillsboro Hawks because soccer is a very difficult sport. Playing any St. Louis area schools, whether it's in the heart of St. Louis or just outside of St. Louis, it's very, very difficult. The Hillsboro Hawks got a goal on this Webster Groves team. Not a lot of teams could say they've done that this year. Hillsboro did it here in the Class 3 quarterfinal match. and so many seniors that are going to leave their mark on this Hawk program, and none. I mean, the best one obviously Moore, because he's the career leader in goals and assists, but several other guys that certainly made an impact. And Coach, I don't know how familiar you are with the rest of these guys' names, but there are quite a few. And I know when we talk to Coach Schott here in just a little bit, we'll certainly address the senior class. But Noah Poole came in for a moment as a backup goalkeeper. Kyle Warren, Grant Beck, Mitchell Hickson, Gavin Wakurka, Peter Moravec, Jordan Edwards, Andrew Bridges. Those are the seniors. And then, of course, Mark Moore. What a great class. And Coach Schott, he's been doing this a really long time. And you got to be proud of the effort, especially the life that they showed after giving up those 2 goals. Yes, it got a little chippy. Yeah, you got a couple of yellow cards to Bridges and Warren there. But you know what? That just showed that Hillsboro, they weren't gonna just let Webster Groves come in and take control of this game. Now, on the scoreboard, on the Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy scoreboard, yeah, it looks bad, 4-1. But, they stopped the bleeding after going down 2-0. They held off Webster Groves for about 30 minutes to end that first half, giving themselves a fighting chance in the second half. Unfortunately, Webster Groves just gets the 2 goals. Winkleman goal number 3 on a potential foul in the box that was not called. Hillsboro fans were not happy. Winkleman freed up for a shot from just outside the far post to our left, and he scores. And then Campbell gets in the 4th one, and then you saw the resilience from Hillsboro. The Mark Moore goal from just outside the far post left side to our left off the Hickson free kick. Actually, it was a header off the turf into the near corner. I was thinking about the North County or the goal in the district championship against Windsor. But anyway, Hillsboro did not go down without a fight, and that's what Coach Schott, I think, is going to be most proud of today.
I'm sure. And he's spent, as you said, 4 years with these guys.
Yeah.
It's not like this is, a couple of guys that come in their junior year, play for a couple years for the varsity side of things. These are guys that have been there through the long haul. And as you said, Bridge is a great player in the back. I've had a chance to watch Wakurka since he was a little guy out in the parks. So it's kind of fun from my standpoint, even non-coach, not his coach at least, to see guys like that as they play at this level and play against good competition and see them succeed. Watched Warren for 4 years and seen him every year out here. Watched him as he was young, and when he was younger, he was a little more hot-headed, but he lost some of that. He matured. It was nice to see him this year. We see each other before games, shake hands, and say, "Hey, man, good job, good luck today." Yeah. And it's nice to see that. And I think that's part of what is different about, I'll just say District 2, I guess, of this Class 3, is we watch each other's guys kind of grow up, and we watch as they develop, and it's fun for all of the coaches. When we go into our all-district meetings and all-conference meetings, we know each other's kids. We put the right guys on the board because we're like, oh, yeah, your kid's a lot better than mine. What coaches say that?
Right.
And I got to say that about Hillsboro's guys. I walked into that meeting the other night for all conference, and I honestly looked and said, man, there's all these guys from Hillsboro, but there's also all these guys from Perryville, for conference. Because Perryville had a great team this year as well. But man, Hillsboro, they've got a lot of good guys, a lot of nice guys. That's the other thing. You'd watch Mark Moore after he'd get beat up out there, and he'd look to the ref going, come on, help me out here. But every time if he took a guy down, or tripped a guy somewhere, he'd pick him back up and go, hey, come on, let's do this again.
Right.
So you got to love guys like that give 100% no matter what the score is on the board, and play the game because they love the game.
Well, it's not like Major League Baseball where you have a Hall of Fame induction and ceremony every year and all this and all that. But Mark Moore is a sure Hillsboro athletic, Hall of Famer.
Oh, for sure.
No doubt. So.
For sure. And I think they do theirs a little bit earlier than, say, DeSoto does.
Yeah.
So he may know that earlier in his life, and he deserves it.
Yeah.
Four-sport athlete.
Yeah.
Wow.
Football, soccer, baseball, basketball.
That's incredible.
And we're going to see him, I'm sure. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm sure, but hopefully we'll see him on the basketball floor for this upcoming winter season, which will kick off right after Thanksgiving. So, or tip off, I should say. All right. Well, let's run down your goals once again, and we'll make that our we'll call that our tracking of the Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy scoreboard, committed to improving the health of their patients and positively impacting the communities they serve. The goals: Owen Culver, Julian Tilford, Ben Winkleman, and Mr. Campbell, Jonathan Campbell, for Webster Groves. And the only goal of the game for Hillsboro belongs to Mark Moore. All right, we're going to take one final break. When we come back, Chris Schott, head coach of the Hillsboro Hawks, helps us wrap it up here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream as Webster Groves advances to the Final Four. Hillsboro's season comes to an end at 19-6-1. We'll talk to Coach Schott next.
The leaves are turning, temperatures are falling, and the flavors of the holidays have returned to Prairie Farms. Prairie Farms flavored milks add a delightful taste to the holidays. Flavors like chocolate custard, maple pecan, sugar cookie, chocolate mint, and holiday custard. And don't forget their delicious eggnog. No holiday table would be complete without sour cream, dips, cottage cheese, and ice cream. Prairie Farms, dedicated farmers, happy cows, and good milk.
Fall is here, and winter is on the way. This is Randy from Gifford Lumber Company in Farmington, and we're always ready to help you get what you need no matter what the season may be. Plumbing, electrical, hardware, lumber, tools, and so much more. Stop by and see us. Check the Makita, Yeti, and Traeger grill inventory. We're Gifford Lumber Company, and we're hometown proud. Located on Batosi Street in Farmington.
Gifford Lumber Company in Farmington, hometown proud.
Gateway Motors in Fredericktown, Missouri invites you to come on down and let us help you find your next vehicle. Purchasing a car, SUV, or truck can be an overwhelming experience. The Gateway crew will help you find the right vehicle for your personal or family needs. We offer 24-month or less, no-interest loans for qualified buyers. Come on down to 509 Lincoln Drive and let us help you find a reliable vehicle that fits your wallet.
Everybody loves Mario's Italia. They serve the best Italian food in the area. Pizza, pasta, salad, sub sandwiches, calzones, and my personal favorite, the stromboli. Huge, large portions with the freshest ingredients. You'll be satisfied with all of their choices. Check out their full menu online at mariositalia.com. Dine in or have it delivered, or have them cater your next special event. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week. Mario's Italia, located in the factory at the corner of 1st and A Streets in downtown Farmington.
Matt Greenwell back with you in the Mineral Area College broadcast booth. Mineral Area College is your next step, as from Hillsboro High School, the Webster Groves Statesmen knock off Hillsboro 4-1 in the Class 3 boys soccer quarterfinals. Webster Groves back to the Final Four for the second year in a row, fourth time since 2014. The historic season for the Hillsboro Hawks comes to an end on this Saturday, November 16th. And right now we're joined by head coach Chris Schott of the Hillsboro Hawks. And Coach, obviously a tough pill to swallow. Things did not get off on the right foot. As a matter of fact, it was the left-footed shot of Owen Culver with Krasneski off the line. Just got over his outstretched right arm and into the back of the net for that early goal. Then they get a second goal pretty soon after that. Then we see your guys show some grit and fight and what have you. And I know a couple of yellow cards. Guys had to be safe the rest of the game. But they played a much cleaner game moving forward. Gave yourself a chance at the end of the first half, just down 2-0 again for 30 some odd minutes, 32 minutes or so. Webster Groves didn't score at the end of that first half. But then they got the best of you, kind of early on in the second half. And then, of course, Mark Moore getting the goal to give you guys a little bit of life at about the 20-minute mark, if I recall correctly. But just didn't go your way, Coach, but what a heck of a season for you guys.
Yeah, it was a great season. These guys, like you said, they fought back after getting down. It was a little unfortunate. We had to kind of wait to be punched before we started fighting back. But, we knew 21 had a big left foot on that first goal, and we wanted to force him right. But, he just had a lot of room to work with, and he put a great shot in. And A.J. was really in good position, and it just dipped over his hand and under the bar on that first one. And then maybe caught us reeling a little bit, and they came in and got that second one about 7-minute mark or so. And after that's when you saw our guys kind of gain a little bit of traction. But again, these guys, I think, went to the state finals last year, and they have, I think, 13 or 14 seniors who are all very seasoned players, and they're a solid team. But the fact that our guys fought back, never quit. It's 2-0 at halftime. We just talked about maintaining our composure. You know, it's kind of what bit us in the butt down at North County earlier in the year when we lost that game, and you know, they responded well. And you know, we created some chances, nothing like open goal wise, but we put some shots on them, and Dylan and Mark both got back behind the back line, and you could see it was still a game. And I thought when it started getting chippy, kind of both sides, they weren't expecting that. And I thought, you know, they kind of panicked a little bit because I think coming down here, they probably thought, okay, it's the sectional winner from, you know, class or districts 1 and 2, and usually, you know, the guys coming out of 3 and 4 usually have their way with whoever comes out of it. And I thought they might have taken us a little bit lightly. And then when they're up 2-0, 7 minutes in, they probably even thought this is going to be a cakewalk. We'll be up 6-0 at halftime. But then they started realizing that our guys were going to fight back and they're going to have to work for it. So, yeah, the second half didn't go our way either. You know, I think it was the third goal is when AJ came out and he was out of his box and the ball, you know, catches his hand to get the free kick and score right away on that. So that was a little frustrating, but, you know, AJ did what he's, you know, what Coach Nansel teaches him to do, and you commit, you come, and if you stay home, you stay home. And he did a great job, and, you know, that's exactly what he's supposed to do. But even after that, the fourth goal, you know, our guys never quit, and then we get one. You know, it was, like I told Russell, it was kind of poetic justice, Mitchell to Mark on a long free kick. We've had several of those this year, and Mark's 5'8", and they got several guys, you know, 6'2" or taller in there, and he just finds his way through the trees and gets his head on that ball, knocks it in the back of the net, you know, and it was nice to see him get one, and Mitchell kind of set him up, you know, 2 seniors playing their last night on this field. So I said good teams just play well every once in a while, but great teams are ones that, you know, finish usually all the time. And, you know, 19-6-1, you know, I never really hold a lot of water in a record. You always worry about how you're playing at the end of the year, but from beginning to end, these guys played well with a few hiccups here and there, and they can always hang their hat on, you know, going the furthest and just being one step away from that Final Four.
Coach, you've been doing this for 22 years now, and I don't want to – this question is not designed to take anything away from any of the previous senior classes, but in your eyes, is this the best senior class you've had?
If you go talent-wise, maybe not. I don't know. We've had some really good senior classes, but as far as just well-rounded kids, individuals, players, skill set, everything wound into one. You know, we've had really good teams in the past, and usually the really good teams are the ones that are kind of hard to coach because they all know everything, and they're just things that they do. It's like, why are we worried about this stuff? But these guys, you know, I even commented to our players before before they broke it down after the game, and I just thank the seniors for their leadership, because a coach-led team is not nearly as good as a team that's player-led, and those seniors, not just the 3 captains, but all the seniors were really good leaders, and they just kind of showed the way. And, you know, these younger guys have a chance now to follow in their footsteps and do it the same way. But talent-wise, obviously, if I'd have to sit and think, because I've coached so many teams, but they got to be up there. But as far as their leadership, and that's so crucial to have a good team is really good leadership, and then that's probably their highest quality, aside from having your all-time leading goal scorer and assist guy, and then a guy like Mitchell who's just maybe one of the best players all around that we've ever had here, and then having a leader like Andrew Bridges on the back line. Just those 3 guys and the other 6 seniors that we had, just like I said, paved the way for these younger guys to learn.
Coach, it's funny sometimes how things play out when you've got the all-time leading goal scorer, all-time leading assist guy score a goal in his final game as a member of the Hillsboro Hawks soccer team. Mark Moore did that, and I know we always talk about Mark Moore, and this entire season has been a team effort, and Mark Moore has benefited from a great team. But as far as individual performers go, I'll just ask you again one time just to talk about what an incredible talent, young man, and smart young man at that Mark Moore is and will be moving forward. So
what's the question for you? Just about Mark?
Yeah, Mark. I mean, he's Coach Reiser and I said it. I mean, we don't know when you guys do your Athletics Hall of Fame. You know, at some point, Mark Moore is going to be penciled in there.
I'd imagine. Like you said, start off, he's a very smart kid, 32 on his ACT, over 4.0.
Wow.
But anytime,
really
like when they're doing player announcements before the game, I always watch the expression when I look at the other team when number 3 for us is announced, and they'll say number 3, Mark Moore, and they all look over, and I think they look at him and they're thinking, that guy, he's 5'8", he doesn't look very imposing, but he's got just an inner drive to succeed. And I think I've told you before, he's a goal-oriented guy, not just in the classroom or in life, but on the field. He sets goals. I want to do this, and that's what he sets his mind to, and that's what he achieves. And it's gonna serve him well for the rest of his life. And he'll be the first to tell you that he's not the best player. Anytime I've heard him do an interview with you or the leader, he always deflects the praise and just heaps it on Mitchell, just saying
he really does.
Mitchell's the best player I've ever played with. But we wouldn't be where we are today without Mark. You got to have a goal scorer, and Mark was that guy for the last 2 or 3 years. I know he had a good sophomore year, had a really good junior year, and had a great senior year. So he's going to be missed. Goal scorers are always the hardest guys to really replace. So we're going to be looking for somebody to take his place, but they're not going to be able to fill his shoes.
Future's bright, Coach. I'm looking at your roster once again. Dylan Mooney, Colton Leonard, guys that have a nose for the goal. Sergio Cruz, excellent in midfield. Those are all sophomores coming back for their junior campaigns. Jacob Bogowith, as we saw, has got some physical attributes to him that maybe get a little bit bigger, a little bit faster. Could be a strong forward for you guys for his senior year. That's just a few that I've picked off the lineup, but the future is bright and for you guys next year, and I know you're going to give a lot of credit to the senior class for making it so that next year could potentially be another great year for you guys. But just talk about the future of Hillsboro soccer and your take on it.
Yeah, we have a lot of guys underclassmen. We have a couple freshmen, one that started, one that could have started, but we had good depth on the back line. Christian Groner started, Carson Leonard played a lot of minutes, but could have played more had we, Gavin was out for a while, so Carson was actually a starter. And then you look at our sophomore class, you mentioned Dylan and Colton, both play a ton of minutes, play almost the whole game most of the time. And then we've got a strong junior class. So the big thing with those guys is just hoping they understand to follow the footsteps of the guys that are leaving this year. Like we said, we're going to miss those guys, but every year, you look around and you think, well, who's going to take this guy's place or who's going to take that guy's place? And there's kids that always step up that you don't really think about. And we got a lot of guys on the JV that are sophomores that'll be coming up, and looking at a couple freshmen that were pulled up late, like Elliot Peasy came up with us the last few games and dressed with us during postseason play. So yeah, it's always fun to, sit down and look at that. It's, you don't want to throw everything out the window yet. You want to enjoy what we just accomplished, but then, I don't know, in a week or so we'll start looking at that, and then we got girls stuff starting up.
Yeah.
When December starts up, so it's never ending, but it's fun to know that we got a good group of guys that are coming in behind those, and those younger guys are hard workers too, and they're going to want to achieve the same thing. So that's going to drive them to get to this point next year, maybe one step beyond.
Coach, I want to give a little shout out to Abby Schott, your daughter.
Oh boy,
she's off in college. Can you give us an update on her and where she stands right now?
Yeah, she's loving it. She's at McKendree, and they got a really nice team up there. And she really enjoys the school part, the soccer part, the social aspect. She's really having a good time. It's expensive, but she's got a little money coming to her from her academics and athletics, so that kind of helps offset a lot of stuff. So, but yeah, she loves it. She comes down to watch the guys whenever she gets a chance. So
she was here today, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was. I don't know where she was, but she was somewhere up here. But she just loves the game, and I always, you worry about kids burning out, and she's been around it her whole life and never really pushed it on her, but she's gravitated towards it. I don't know, when she was around 8 or 9, she really started enjoying it. So, if she ever wants to stop, it's her choice, but as long as she wants to play, I'm all for it, because I love traveling around and watching her and her team play.
Yeah, well, she was here. Just want to give a quick shout out to her. Continued success at McKendree. And Coach, we'll wrap it up here. Great crowd on hand for you guys. A lot of people backing up this soccer program, and I know you're very grateful for that. For the parents providing you kids that are smart, driven to be at their best and perform their best and represent the Hillsboro Hawks very well. And I imagine that you feel like just this entire Hillsboro community deserves a big shout out as well, don't they?
Yeah, Sherry Moore, Mark's mom, is our Booster Club president, and she's kind of the organizer of everything. She'll shoot me text messages and emails sometimes asking me questions. What do we need? What do we want? And like the last couple of weeks, these guys have been spoiled rotten. They had breakfast provided for them a couple days at school. You know, at 7 o'clock we met in Coach Nansel's room. We had Krispy Kremes and stuff like that. And then after practice, I think it was after the district championship the next day, I think they provided pizza for the guys after practice. And then had a team dinner last night after practice, some pasta and some garlic bread and stuff like that so the kids could carb load. But, yeah, it's just things like that, you know, the kids, it makes them feel special. You know, those kids put a lot of time in after school, coming to practice and traveling to games and playing home games. And a lot of people don't understand that, you know, they're not just athletes or just jocks. They give their time to help represent their school, and this group has done a great job. And that's a reflection of the parents, you know, leading with Sherry Moore. We've had other parents donate, you know, like 30 heavy coats so the kids had, you know, a little extra layers on the sideline late in the season. I know one of the moms made rally towels for the parents today, just little things like that. And, you know, a lot of times those things go overlooked, but our parents have been great. You know, they thank you, and it's like, no, thank you for letting your kids come out and play. But, yeah, we have a great backing, and these bleachers, I don't know if I've ever seen more people in them, because usually
quite a lot.
Usually everybody sits over on that side, but there was a lot of orange on that other side today, so I guess the blue gathered on this side, and that's nice. But, yeah, we've always had a pretty strong backing, but this year was a little bit extra special because I know they treat these kids, you know, great, and those kids deserve it. So kudos to the parents. We couldn't do everything that we do without them.
Coach Schott, appreciate the time as always. Thanks for coming up here, and thanks for all your time dedicated to promoting Hillsboro soccer with us. And just looking forward to girls soccer in the spring, and then you know, a lot of guys returning for you in boys soccer. But it was a fun season to follow you guys. Sorry for the loss here today to Webster Groves, but man, what a fantastic season for you guys. It was awesome.
It was fun, and I appreciate the coverage. I know the guys like hearing it, and the people that couldn't come that text you and say, hey, I listened to the game on the radio last night, they enjoy the coverage too.
And hopefully we did you guys justice this year. Thanks again, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Chris Schott, head coach of the Hillsboro Hawks. They fall in the Class 3 quarterfinals to Webster Groves 4-1, your final score. That's going to do it for me. I am Matt Greenwood. I want to thank again Nate Reiser, DeSoto boys and girls soccer head coach, joining me on the call for the district championship last week and for this quarterfinal affair on this Saturday afternoon. Great appreciation to him. Also to Jack Sadler back in the MIMO Info Sports Stream studio. He is incredible as well. He had that highlight, that goal of the game, that play of the game ready for us as we broke into postgame here. That Mark Moore goal, his 35th of the season for his 82nd and 83rd points of the 2019 senior season as well. What a great career from Mark Moore. And all seniors involved for Hillsboro. One more time through the list: Noah Poole, Kyle Warren, Mark Moore, Grant Beck, Mitchell Hickson, Gavin Wakirka, Peter Moravec, Jordan Edwards, and Andrew Bridges. Another round of applause for the Hillsboro seniors and the Hillsboro boys soccer team. And that is it for us. That is it for them. And guess what? Our next set of sports, winter basketball. First week after Thanksgiving, got some basketball tournaments that we will decide on and bring you action of. And just looking forward to moving forward with our basketball season. Of course, Dream Team selection show on the Tuesday before Thanksgiving on J98. We will have our Dream Team selection show on that day at 6 o'clock on 98.5 FM, where we're going to have boys soccer. We're also going to have football. We're also going to have, volleyball as well. And, of course, can't do a Dream Team without cross country. So that's something to look forward to on the Hearing Care Partners upcoming broadcast schedule for the Tuesday, the week of Thanksgiving. Again, our J98 Regional Radio Dream Team selection show at 6 o'clock on a Tuesday. Once again, I'm Matt Greenwood. On the call with me, Nate Reiser, Jack Sadler back in the MIMO Info Sports Stream studio, and a great appreciation to you as well for tuning in today. Webster Groves moves on to the Final Four. Hillsboro has their historic season come to an end. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your weekend.